in something that we may be going through right now, whether is in health, Lord, whether it's in family, whether it's in whatever the aches or pains, or even financial healing, Father, tonight. I thank you, Lord, and I bless you, and let us be able, for all those on call and will be coming on sooner, that their hearts will be open, their minds open to receive what we are about to give. Thank you, Lord, and I bless you as we believe and we receive tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Denise. Absolutely amazing. So without further ado, guys, this is the last day of our amazing, fantastic, phenomenal blitz that we've been doing for the past 3 days. It has been super exciting. Last night was like on fire with the princes and kings of Trinidad and Tobago. It was simply amazing to hear the testimonies from those men were mind-boggling, because it's one thing to hear from women, because, you know, they always talk about, we like to talk. Us women like to talk. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what, Marva? Whispering lightly, right? Yeah, let me do it. I love you, Marva. Marva, you're the best. Marva comes on and says, record. Guys, if you missed last night, it was simply amazing because, like I said, the kings of Trinidad were on. And let me tell you why it was special. It was special because they always like to say us women like to talk. We could talk and chatter and talk and talk and talk. But you know, that men sometimes just a little quiet, especially about health challenges with themselves, with family members, with whatever is going on. So normally you don't hear from the men. The men usually a little quiet. But to hear these phenomenal, intelligent-minded men speak last night was mind-blowing. Because, you know, we always hear from the poet of health, you know, his rhyme and lyrics. And then to hear men talk about how amazing King Clive is, because, you know, men don't compliment other men, not in the Caribbean now. So it was really incredible to hear that, to know that, and to hear their love, to hear their spirit. I absolutely was blown away. I don't know about anybody else on here, but I personally was like, wow, this is deep. This is really deep. So I want to say to everybody out there that is listening, we are here to serve, and we are here to just bring, like the gentleman said last night, Mr. Piera said, you know, he just is always moved that by the fact that we're constantly trying to give as much information as possible. Like, you can really see the hearts of the individuals in the company, because it's not about the money. Yes, money will come. I've been saying this from last year. I told everybody, oh, Rosanna, listen, it ain't about the money. If the product working and we can help people, let's do that first, eh? The money can come. And that's what we've been doing. We've been serving people. We've been showing persons what our products are capable of doing, what they can do for persons with different ailments, what they can do for persons that are just well and healthy. You know what I mean? Persons that think that they're at 100, that they're running and doing what they can do. And so, and we just want persons to know that our products are not just here for the sick. They're not just here for the old. You understand? They are here from, like King Clive always says, from baby to granny, like literally from both, from one end to the next. We are literally helping children that have severe sinus when born, where we're giving them 1 ounce of the Belage and seeing some tremendous transformations. So tonight is about, one, you understanding what the microbiome is. That's the first thing, because we want to constantly go there, because our products feed that part of your body, the part of the body that the doctors can't see at all, period, dot, unless they are looking under a magnifying glass. That's what our products feed. So you can't see what our products are feeding you. Does that make sense? So I need you to understand that. You know, I need you to catch that one. And so the gentleman that I'm going to bring up, I coined him the poet of health. I also called him the guru of the microbiome. These are my coins. You know, I'm just really good at coin dropping. So I have coined him that, because you are going to hear as he lyrics and rhymes the health information. And why I say it like that is because it's easy on the ear for you to actually listen to and to understand. Because it's different when someone sometimes talks, you be like, okay, now I'm falling asleep. I can't do it. I can't. And you'll be falling out off the camera because you can't take it. You're either, it's too slow, the monotone's just either too high, it's just like dead. But when he speaks, he makes it palatable, he makes it relatable, and he makes it understandable. So I need everybody to understand it. I need everybody to just enjoy and take in the information. Get a pen and paper. Get a pen and paper. You're going to need it. And after that, we have a phenomenal lineup, guys, of everybody, different people that have been taking these products from Jamaica, Trinidad, Bahamas, United States, Canada. We've gone across the board, right across the board, so that you know it ain't just about the people in the Bahamas. It's not just about the people in Jamaica. It ain't about the people in Trinidad and Tobago. It ain't about the people just in Turks and Caicos. It ain't about the people just in Canada or the US. We are Sankey Global, and we are proud of that name. And just before we start, because he talks about the microbiome, I want you to understand what Sankey means. San means respect, and Ki for vital energy. And when you flip it, twist it around, Ki San, it stands for Holy Spirit. So I'm going to rest that right there and bring on this first speaker, the gentleman who, this is his brainchild, and we have followed suit and we've linked arms. We actually now call him Charlie out of Charlie's Angels. So he's Charlie of the microbiome. Another coin. So without further ado, King Clive, microbiome guru, poet of health, Campbell, are you out there?
I am here, live and direct, Queen Dr. Ruth and Lightborn. Thank you so much for your kind words of introduction. You are well. You're well for me. Thank you so much. Let me say a pleasant good night all to you who have joined us tonight, because a Thursday night you could be doing so many more things, but you have chosen to align yourself with us tonight. And let me say a special welcome, especially if you are chiming in to these calls, anything with Sankey microbiome for the very first time. You are at the right place at the right time. We implore you to do the right thing. So feel free, feel welcome. Guys, it's still not too late to make 1 or 2 more text messages out. Invite a friend or family member to this call to see what difference this information could make for them. So bless you. So ladies and gentlemen, some years ago, one of the main songs that persons would like to sing, inspired by one of the darlings of music and singing and of what we love to do in terms of songs, late Whitney Houston. She did a song that was like an anthem for so many persons. One that says, give me one moment in time. One moment in time. She sang it at one of the Olympic Games, and in Atlanta, and it resonated with the entire world, and it has become a favorite of mine and maybe yours too. Give me my moment in time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wanted your moment in time, if you ever wanted to shine, if you ever wanted to be there, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what may have missed you in the past, but you are now onto something huge, something big, something massive in Sankey Global. That's the very moment, the fact that you are alive in this generation, you are the first generation of human beings to understand yourself, to know that you are more than just a human being. You may be the first for your family to come in contact with a situation wherein you can change the course of your generation in one sense, in terms of health, the chronic degenerative diseases, whether it be arthritis, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, some type of things, chronic situation like that, and you want to break the curse. You have prayed to break the curse because it's afflicted so many males or females in your family as long as they reach certain age and stage of their life. And if your family is always broke, nobody in your family has ever left something significant for their generation. Not even 2 acres of land in Portland, Portmore, Port Royal, or even Port Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, you are placed in a critical position. As the Bible said, a good man and by extension a good woman. You can leave an inheritance for your children's children. What a time. If you do the right thing and respond in the way that God has given an opportunity, this is your moment in time. This is your moment to shine. Grab it, run with it, make use of it, expand it, explore it. God has given you an opportunity to make a difference in your lineage, in your family, in your generation. Sorry, with Sankey Global. This is not small. I want you to catch it, because what if you are the representative of your lineage, your generation, and you came here and you did not see what you need to see? I implore you, put on your spiritual glasses, put on your visionary glasses, put on whatever you need to put on, but catch this, because this is big. This is not small. Man understanding himself. We are living in that moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, because we have been surprised by science. That same science we have depended on for neons. Science is now revealing things to us that is causing some people to swivel in their seat. It has become an inconvenient truth. We have always wanted to dig into stuff and find out stuff, but if we ever find out what we have discovered about ourselves as human beings, it would amaze you. And you may be the first person to know about this in your generation and in your circles. And you may need even to go back to your doctor, who has been so busy trying to fix the issues in people's tissues that they might have missed this information. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not small, because medical science is telling us, among other things, that as human beings, ready for this? We have a second brain. As if to say, your head is not big enough. We need a second brain to run this body, because one brain ain't enough. A second brain, you say, Clive? Yes. I'm trying to scour through much information, videos, readings, articles, journals, publications, things from the Physician Desk Reference, things from JAMA, Journal of the American Medical Association, and all the major medical publications, even the Economist magazine, the major newspapers in the world have been saying this from 2012. They have been hinting at it, but over the last 5 years, we have 50,000 scientific papers about what we are talking about. We have a second brain. But you said, the whole come, me go doctor and doctor never tell me about the brain there. Is one thing, and you know, so boy, sometimes I admit, so boy, that one brain I have feel like it's sprained sometimes. And to have two, yes, you have a backup brain. We have one that is there to help us out. And it's located in places that you would never imagine, in the solar system. Whether in the colon, yeah, the last part of the solar system, the last 5 feet of the digestive system, there you have a brain. Oh my word, it's invisible because it's what it's made of. You can't see it with the naked eyes. It's in the mucous lining of the gut. And guess what? Scientists and so on find out. It is a brain that is made of microbes, viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and even certain types of parasites. This brain, ladies and gentlemen, functions as intelligently, as smartly, and as a CEO, joint CEO with the brain in your skull, and cause the shots, determine things about your life, even affecting your very mood, your drive, your ambition, how much you sleep, how much of you have to get up and go, and what you become and the outcome of your life. This second brain is a discovery of discoveries, of all the things, all the organs we have discovered in our body. We have found out that we are not just a 12 organ systems controlled by the brain in your skull. We are really 13 organs in our entire body. And it controls things in our body. I'm taking time because some persons on this call maybe hearing this for the first time. I don't want you to feel any way. And so I'm taking my time for you to get it. Some persons have heard this umpteen time now, so they're accustomed to it. and they're still wrapping their brain around it, much less somebody hearing this for the first time. But ladies and gentlemen, imagine a brain inside of your gut that weighs the same amount as the brain in your skull, about 3.3 pounds, about 2% of the body mass, body weight it carries. And it has 39 trillion components in it, the microorganisms. 40% of the total amount in your body is found inside of your gut, and they are formed an organ, and they are running the body. You see, like a Rolex watch. You know, a Rolex watch, fancy and pretty and expensive. See the face of the Rolex watch? It is intriguing. People just buy it just because of how it looks. But just like the Rolex watch, the face of the watch, you're seeing all those hands and function. But what you cannot see are the functionalities underneath that watch that cause it. The springs and the gears and the levers and the different types of things that makes it work. Ladies and gentlemen, we as human beings coming like the face of the Rolex watch. We are the Kardashians, the face people them, the pretty movie star people them. But what we're not seeing are the inner workings of the Rolex watch, which represents the microbe. We are humans powered by microbes. Wow. We are powered by microbes. So you say, Clive, those same bacteria that I'm trying to wash off my skin, I bathe out 2-3 times a day, brush my teeth 4 times a day. We take all kind of different antibiotics, mouthwash, antibiotic rinse. We use all kind of hand sanitizers, gels and creams. You're saying that I'm to be careful how I use those things. That's what we're saying. Because you'll be killing most of what you really are. You are microbial. You are 10 trillion human cells, but 100 trillion microbial cells. You are 22,500 human genes, but 4 million plus microbial genes. 99% of the genes being expressed in your body is from a non-human source. And see, they don't you alive? Don't you happy for who you are, or your function, or you have achieved in life? Your microbes have never let you down. They will never let you down. Bacteria don't intend to kill you, damage you, or destroy you. Because what could they have done from the very day when you were born and you were helpless and not even have breast milk? There are 600 different types of microbes, even in the breast milk that you get in from your mother. They build your immune system to protect you. And here we're thinking that microbes want to destroy us and microbes protect us. You're walking down the road and the JOTC bus here in Jamaica, our garbage truck, belches off a puff of smoke. The microbes help you to survive that. You're walking further down the road and rain start to fall and the rain wet you from head to toe. Microbes help you to survive that. The sun come back out and dry you. The microbes help you to survive that. Here you enter into a beauty salon, and when you pull the door, all kind of chemicals, smells, and odors smash you in the face. The microbes help you to survive that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting antibiotics from your doctor. Microbes survive that and help you to stay alive. All kind of medication. You're eating all kind of bad food for many years, and the microbes are still there. We want to kill them. You know, somehow it reminds me of a song. You lick him down, you pick him up, he bounce right back. What a hard man for day. Yes, that's the thing I can't sing very well, but I think I get the point. That microbes are hard to die. They're resilient, and God made them so. And what we're learning from Dr. Denise is that appendix they have right at the beginning of the colon there. If in just in case you take some antibiotics, and it wipes out the entire microbial population in your gut. Here comes the seed bank, releasing the microbes that are hidden and protected there, and reseed the gut, and they go back again. Is your God smart? So those of you who don't have an appendix, you know that you're living dangerously, but guess what? God still made a body that you can still survive. If they even cut out your appendix, cut it off, and you still survive. Our body is fearfully and wonderfully made. So ladies and gentlemen, we are just understanding who we are. We are not fully human beings. We are an ecosystem, a super organism. I'm sorry if I'm the one breaking it to you, And they might feel a little off, or even upset, or feel cute, or feel dirty, feel nasty, that you have microbes all over your body, in your mouth. So I'm talking now, you can't see them, but millions and billions of them, and breathing. Same as you are. You can't see them, but it's happening. It's in your eyes, it's even in your brain. You have more bacteria in your brain than you have brain cells. 7 microbes surround every brain cell, and you have 100 billion brain cells. I didn't know I didn't live long enough to tell you that you have more microbes in the brain than you have neurons in your brain. But don't take my word for it. Guess what? You know how to do your research. Go check it out for yourself. And you'll see that microbes are integrally important and are impactful in every aspect of human life. And we did not know. So you see this crusade here on to kill off microbes, and the only good bacteria is a dead bacteria. Think twice. Because you have been accustomed to be caring for your human self, please now be introduced to your microbial self. And be very careful how you use certain chemicals in your house, because inside of your house has become more dangerous than outside of your house because of the chemicals that we use in there. Chlorinated bleach and all kind of different disinfectants and sprays. Careful how you use it, because we are all living in glass houses. Carefully you walk among people that are throwing stones. We are mostly microbial in construct and in function. And if we damage them, especially that collection of microbes in the gut called the microbiome, that's a name given to it by Joshua Lidenberg. Good bacteria, bad bacteria, fauna and flora, microbiome. Many of us, our lifestyle, habits, and practices and medication has damaged our gut microbiome. Because it is damaged, we are damaged. If you are living with diabetes, your microbiome is damaged, you are damaged. High blood pressure is because it's damaged. Any family member with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, autism, schizophrenia, multiple sclerosis, and the list goes on, is because your microbiome is damaged. Because you cannot fix the brain from in the brain, you have to fix your brain in your skull from in your gut. The gut microbiome is so important that if it is damaged, it shows up as damage at other places in your human body. If part of your microbiome is damaged, it might reflect on your skin as rosacea, acne, dermatitis, contact dermatitis, eczema, and skin eruptions. And do you know that your dermatologist trying his or her best to find some formulation, some pills, some potion, and some lotion, and it's still not working? Do you know why? It is a corresponding microbiome in the gut that is damaged, and you won't fix a skin condition until you fix the gut microbiome. Ladies, vaginal dysbiosis, and bacterial vaginosis, you can't fix it until you fix. Yes, I think you get the message. The gut. You can't fix the brain until you fix the gut. Infections in the body, you have to fix the gut. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest liability that any human being can live with is a damaged gut microbiome. It damages your health. And because it is damaged, that part of your body that makes most of your serotonin that determine your mood, if you're sad or happy, that makes 30 different neurotransmitters that put you to bed as melatonin, dopamine that give you a get up and go, your drive, your ambition, your GABA, your epinephrine, your norepinephrine, acetylcholine. These are 30 different, among the 30 different neurotransmitters that you make to cause your body to function. Your brain makes a percentage, your gut brain makes a percentage, and together you create balance in your body. If your gut is damaged, then you are thrown off, and it shows up and is reflected all over your body. You can't even think straight. You cannot be your best self. You cannot make a lot of money. You live broke and poor for some persons because your brain gut is damaged. You can't even think correctly. You don't have your get up and go. You don't take initiative readily. Friend, it is so important that you fix your gut. Any money you have, don't think it is too good to fix your gut. Because if you don't fix your gut, you can't fix the pocket. If you don't fix your gut, you can't fix your life. If you don't fix your gut, you can't fix your health. You can't fix your wealth. Fix your gut. That is what medical science is saying. Work on your gut. spend money on your gut, spend more money on your body than you spend on your house, than on your car. Some people think it's too expensive and find it inconvenient to spend money on their own body. So friends, this is where you have to live. Your house is not where you live. The human body is where you have to live along with your microbes, and you have travelers with you on your journey. You have to take care of them as equally as you take care of the human body and the human cells. You have to take care of them. But we didn't know. Now we know. Feed them, nourish them, nurture them, protect them, and don't make doctor readily give you an antibiotic. Ask him, doctor, you sure say I have to take antibiotics? Him say yes. He say you can't find a natural one. Him say no. And if you have to take it, say doc, you have to give me one prebiotics and some probiotics, because I have to go build back what is damaged. And the sad thing is that, can you imagine that? That many doctors don't know how to deal with this. They give you a round of antibiotics, decimate your gut microbe, and leave you hanging. And it takes back months and years for them to try and go back, and you still will not go back. So the key species, and your life will be damaged for the rest of your life. Somebody better tell me to shut up, because the train is rolling on. The trail is rolling on. The juices are flowing. Take better care of you, the total you. And the total you are not a fully human being, not even 50%. Some might argue you are 10% humans by cells. And when it comes to genetic expression, my God, why they didn't tell us that? It's a company from out of Asia, Japan, Sankey Global. They had to come as wise men, Betty Edeas, along with Mr. Alejandro Lopez Stella, Mr. Arvida, and the great and amazing Dr. Helen Delahousse Clay, who was sent a channel through the Caribbean. The Caribbean are good again. Now we know we're not done again. We have a microbiome, and this company makes nutritional supplementation of the highest order to feed all the cells in the body, microbial and human cells. And that is why these products are so powerful. We have never had products of this nature before. The Asaki, the Belage, the Conifire, and the Inner 7. Ladies and gentlemen, when you take these products, and guess what? Some of us may need all 4 to jumpstart our health, because our health is in a bad sense state of disrepair. We might need to take all 4. But here's the gratification you get when you bless it and take it. The 4 products you take in, you feel like you're buying back time. You know, the song says, if I could turn back the hands of time. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been given a second lease on life. You can turn back the hands of time. I mean, anti-aging. How about looking in the mirror every morning and you start to sing, there's a stranger in my house. You're looking in the mirror and you see a younger version of you. You're looking at what caused Stella to get her groove back. You're looking younger, you're feeling fresher. You can dance again, you can sing again. People complimenting you, how your skin is radiant and glowing, how your knees and your joints are pain-free. You feel like yourself again. Mental clarity, mental alertness, mental energy, a sense of well-being. You feel like, oh, you were 15, 20 years ago. You're looking younger, you're feeling stronger. You're getting better. Oh, you think some done. Hey, me just come. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of Sankey Global. I'm going to try and keep quiet and allow my heart rate to return to normal because I got pumped up there. My microbes are excited. My microbiome is saying, go on, climb, go on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a new day. I find out I have a microbiome. I'm going to take care of my microbiome until I die. Oh, them things I'm going to do at 60 and 65? Send them a message. Full 100 we say around here. Like the Okinawa ones. They are setting the trend. Oh, Rutan, please come on here. Please come on. Please come on and help me out.
The thing is, when you say you wanted me to shut you up, I say nobody can shut the man up. He's the guru. We got to keep it moving.
Oh my God. I'm trying to, the fan can't even cool me down. The AC can't cool me down.
And the joke is, can climb all the way in the Bahamas. You getting me excited. I'm like, go climb, go.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
wow, wow.
Wow.
That was incredible. That was amazing. Like you just blow it out of the water every single time without fail. It just blows me away. Guys, we have a lineup for you. You heard King Clive. You heard the excitement in his voice. I don't know if you heard it. I know I heard it. That was some amazing excitement. It resonated. I don't know if you heard it all the way over in Turks and Caicos in Canada. I heard it. Mama, you heard it in Canada? Mama, did you hear it in Canada? I'm sure she did because I was excited. I was sitting here going, "Woo, microbiome!" We gotta create it. We gotta create a microbiome dance. That's what we gotta do. We gotta create a microbiome dance. Have everybody doing the microbiome dance. But guys, we have a lineup for you. No lie. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up, he is considered the international sales director, but I even hate that title. Tim, we got to find a better title. I hate the word sales. I swear to God. And the reason why I hate the word sales is because people get the wrong idea. You understand that? That's what I mean by that. I don't mean, I ain't taking away your title. I just don't like that word because people get the wrong idea because then they think you're trying to sell them something. You ain't trying to sell them nothing. And so we are now sharing testimonies. And to me, it's amazing to bring this man up because he sat on the side of us as distributors. He's been in the train with us, in the trenches with us from the beginning. Since November 2019, he was on this side of the fence. And I kind of still think he sits on this side of the fence, but he has corporate at arm's length. Like he has the heartbeat of corporate in his hand now. So that, to me, that's a plus. And so I don't like that title. So we got to figure out, I got to coin another phrase for you. But without fail, I want to bring up this gentleman. He's going to share with you his testimony of when he started and why he started and what kept him going and what kept him saying, okay, you know what, I'll stick around. Let's see what happens. Let's go in for the marathon. Okay, it ain't no sprint. Let's see what happens. And look where he is now. So without further ado, King Tim Trayan, are you out there?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I think I got a different title. Let's call me the International Director of Business Development. How's that sound?
I love it. Yeah, there we
go. Okay, all right. From now on, that is my new title, the International Director of Business Development. Yes. Hey guys, like Dr. Ruth Ann told you, and I'm so honored to be here. I've been on the call since the beginning, and I had no idea that I was going to be asked to speak. But every time that I know that this particular call is going on, I try to make sure that I'm on because I know I'm going to hear something different and something absolutely amazing every single time that this particular call. And when I say this call, guys, I'm talking about, when we're talking about the microbiome and all the things that are going on inside of the body, I'm like a student, right? Because I know from personal experience, what these formulas and these systems have done for me in my life, right? And for my son's life, my wife's life, my daughter's life, my grandson's life, and everybody that's in my immediate surroundings. Guess what, guys? Everybody that I'm attached to that are in my immediate surroundings, guess what? They're either taking these systems, these formulas, these technologies, or I cut the relationship off, right? Now, I'm just joking. But seriously, though, but it is that serious, guys. And when I hear, King Clive just pour into this, and when I hear, Nurse Donnelly, and when I hear, Dr. Denise and Dr. Ruth Ann, and so many other people, I could just go on and on and on and on and on, just naming folks that pours into this microbiome movement. It's just absolutely incredible, right? And when you talk about a movement, guys, we're talking about something that's going to transcend the entire industry, right? Transcend. We're talking about going to the next level. We're talking about going so far out there that people don't even understand what's happening. It's like a train going 300 miles an hour due east, right? You either going to stick your arm out and go for the ride, or you're going to get ran over. And that's where we're at right now with this awesome company. And I just want to share my story with you guys real briefly. And I was like most of you guys that are on the line right now, right? When I got involved with this company, I had no idea what Sankey was, didn't know what Sankey meant. I didn't even know what I was going to look at. But to be honest with you, I didn't even know I was coming to look at Sankey. just to be 100% transparent. All I know is I got a phone call from Dr. Helen De La Hussein, and she said, Tim, I want you to come take a look at something. It could definitely change your life. And I will be honest, guys, I was not trying to look at another opportunity because I had been retired from the industry for about 6.5 years. I had stuck my toe back in the water real briefly, and that's where I kind of met King Clyde Campbell and Dr. Ruth Ann in that previous opportunity, but not face to face, but just hearing their voices. But I said, okay, if Dr. Helen says I should take a look, then I'm gonna at least go take a look. But guess what? I was not looking for anything at all, right? I wasn't looking, but I knew one thing, guys. I asked her what it was. She said it had to do with health and wellness, and I said, okay. I know my personal situation, and I'll be transparent with you guys. This is something that I'm getting more familiar with talking about just because we have these conversations, so often. But, me being a former professional athlete, I prided myself as being the ultimate in health and wellness, right? And I'll be honest, I was neither or. I wasn't very healthy and I wasn't well, but nobody knew that, right? Because we can't tell what somebody's going through from the outside. Right, we just absolutely can't tell from the outside, and I was the person, and I say this jokingly, but look good, smell good, but wasn't healthy. I was sick, and that was me, and I knew I had some things going on. I knew I had some health challenges. I knew I was a diabetic, on 3 different medications for diabetes. I knew I was hypertensive and had high blood pressure, 2 different medications for that. So we're talking about 5 different medications, and I was suffering from an inflamed prostate gland, guys. And the thing is this, guys, you hear me say the word was, right? Was, because it's past tense. And let me explain to you what do I mean by that. So when I came to Florida, and King Clyde Campbell was there, Dr. Ruth Ann was there, Nurse Donna Lee was there, amongst some other people that are on the line with us right now, I just knew, I said, okay, if this is for real, if the technologies that they're talking about is for real, I know what's going on with me here, but nobody else knows what's going on with me here. And if it's for real, then somebody in here should be able to tell me something is going on with me, right? And I said, if somebody could tell me that something's going on with me, then I'd believe it. But I didn't tell anybody what was going on inside of my body. I didn't tell anybody that I had chronic inflammation in both of my feet, from right below my calves all the way down to the tips of my toes. I didn't tell anybody that when I take my socks off at the end of the day, my toes look like Vienna sausages because of the inflammation. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that I had what was called pit edema. And if you guys don't know what pit edema is, that's when your legs and your feet swell up and you stick your finger in it and it leaves a pit in your skin, and they determine how sick you are by the time it takes for that pit that you just created to go away. See, nobody knew any of these things, right? But I knew what was going on with me. And I said, if this is for real, God, please show me that this is for real, because God, that I need something to help me with my situation, right? I know that my grandmother passed away from diabetes. I know 2 of my uncles on my dad's side passed away from complications of diabetes. I watched my mother-in-law transition from complications of diabetes. I watched my brother lose his leg and eventually transition due to diabetes. And I did not want to be that story. See, I had a daughter, a grown daughter at the time, a grandson that was recently born. I also had a 12-year-old son that I wanted to be around for, and of course a really good son-in-law as well, right? And I also have brothers and nieces and nephews, and I did not want to go anywhere. So I was praying for something. I said, God, please just guide me in the right direction. And guess what? When he brought me to this particular event that day, and it was definitely an event, because if you guys know Dr. Helen De La Hussein, anything she does is an event. So this was an event. Of course, the CEO of the company, Mr. Jose Arvida, was there. I didn't even know who he was at the time. All I knew is I was there and I needed help. And they scanned my finger, guys, with that micro scanner that we'll talk about, was some of the greatest technology that this company actually owns, right? We have the patents to that. We own it. High resolution scanner. That's a microscope that can literally look inside your cell and tell you what's going on with your body. So I did that scan. And what I noticed was I got flat out blown away, because the person that did the scan said, hey, man, you got some serious inflammation going on here. You see all of this here. This is inflammation. And you see these little black dots. Well, those are supposed to be your capillaries, but what I'm noticing is very little to no circulation at all. And I'm like, wow. So at that point, I was kind of like about 50% there. I'm like, okay, well, it's a 50-50 chance that he could have got this right. So I said, okay, all right. I'm shaking my head because I knew he was telling the truth, but I wasn't 100% sold on him knowing what was really going on. So he said, hey, drink this. And they gave me 4 ounces of Balage. And everybody that's on this line that was there could tell you there was the little 4-ounce cup of water that they put the Balage in. So it wasn't even the 8 to 12 ounces of Balage that you're supposed to drink. It was only 4 ounces, and I drank it. I came back in about 15 minutes, and he rescanned me, guys, and guess what? I saw it happening with my own eyes. I saw the glycation and the inflammation start to go away. Okay, I saw that with my own eyes. I started to see the circulation come back into my capillaries. I started to see my capillaries with what they call grow fingers, or begin to see the loops, which shows you the inflammation. I began to see the bacteria running away inside my system because they were trying to get away from the Balage, guys. I'm telling you, when I saw this, it flat out blew me away. I was like, wow, this is the real deal. At that point, I decided to become a partner with this company. At that point, when I saw it was real, and I knew that I know so many other people just like me that was suffering from an inflamed prostate. I know so many people that suffers from diabetes. I know so many people that has hypertension and high blood pressure. I know so many people with all of these chronic degenerative diseases. I know so many people that suffer from low libido on both sides of the spectrum, either it's a man or a woman, and that's because they have poor circulation throughout their body. So guess what, guys? I said, listen, we have found something that was absolutely incredible, and I need to get the word out to the masses. So I was on a mission, right? Because I'm a mission-driven purpose, and I truly believe that if the mission is right, then the money will follow. But for me, it didn't have anything to do with the financial aspect of it, and I'll be 100% transparent. Financially, I am okay. I am okay financially, but the mission was so important to me that I had to be a part of this. And I watched certain things happen, guys. I watched Dr. Ruth Ann being there, and I could tell she was in so much pain. I could tell that she was going through some things. To watch her go from where she was, being slumped over in her wheelchair, to now sitting up with all of the energy in the world and being such a leader to so many other people. I witnessed in my own health, guys, me coming back, and within 15 days, me being taken off of the very first blood pressure medication that I was on. I came back, the blood pressure medication went away. The lisinopril went away, gone. Don't have to take that anymore. My next doctor's appointment, they took me off of the metformin, and they took me off the Crestor. So they took me off of one medication for diabetes and a medication for high cholesterol. Why? Because I was taking these formulas consistently. Okay, and then my next doctor's appointment, which was 30 days after that. So we're talking about a 90-day window, guys. All of my medications were gone, with the exception of one insulin that I still take, guys, as needed. So I don't even take it every day. If I have a day that I just kind of eat a little bit reckless, because, we are human, we're not perfect. Sometimes I might slip and eat something that I'm not supposed to eat, but I promise you I'm getting better. I do the best that I can. But every now and again, that cookie just seems to call my name, or that bowl of ice cream just seems to whisper in my ear. So every now and again, I might have to take that insulin. But guess what, guys? This has been absolutely the best journey of my life. And then the cool thing is this, guys. I watched my wife being a chronic insomniac for the entire time that we've been together. Now, mind you, my wife and I have been together 30 years, been married for 23. Okay. And this is the first time in all of those years that she's been able to sleep all night because of these formulas and these systems. My son, guys, listen, my son takes this all the time. He calls the Balage the Jesus juice because of the age of the trees that are used to be able to go through the fermentation process to create that Balage, right? He makes Hasaki smoothies every single day, and he has special names depending on the type of Hasaki shake or smoothie that he makes. So when we're talking about this is a family effort, guys, my whole family takes it. My grandson loves it. He's only 4. He loves it. He says, Pops, he calls me Pop. Pops, can I have some Jesus juice? Because now he calls it Jesus juice because my son calls it Jesus juice. So what am I saying, guys? You guys are sitting at the forefront of some amazing stuff. The technologies are far beyond anything we know. I always say this, and I absolutely mean it. We're the #1 technology company that wraps itself around the health and wellness space. And guess what? I love what this company is doing. And this is coming to you direct from the International Director of Business Development. So with that, I turn it back over to you, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Wow. And I love the new title. That title is going to stick. And so now out of the Bahamas, I have this amazing young lady. Listen, her and I actually went to school together for early childhood education. And I know people be like, okay, Ruth Ann, what else have you done? Yeah. Early childhood education. And we became immediate friends. Me, her, and my mom, because my mom did it with me at the age of, I don't know how old mommy was he 60 something? I don't know. But anyway, me and this young lady became immediate friends. And it's so interesting that suddenly I saw, WhatsApp in the Bahamas is like, that's a big thing. Between your status, everybody's read your status and all this. And I saw a message one day saying, Nina needs blood. And I'm like, well, I can't help because, I have an autoimmune, I'm, immunosuppressant and all this great stuff. And also I'm considered supposed before anemic and all that good stuff. So I was like, I can't help it. I'm like, I need to reach her. Tried to reach her, no response. I was like, okay, fine. You all you could do is try. Kept on trying, no response. So then suddenly, I don't even know how her aunt and I got connected. Her aunt signs up with me. And so then her aunt says one day, man, listen, my niece needs this. And she's in Freeport. She has, something going on with her bleeding. And I said, is your niece Nina? She said, yeah. How you know? I'm like, what? When I tell you, Holy Spirit, all up in this. Listen, without further ado, I'm going to let her share her story. I don't want to take her thunder. I want to bring to the stage, introduce to some and present to others, my friend. I think she just dropped. Where did she go? She was there. Where did she go? Nina, where are you? You just dropped. Okay. Oh, there she is. Nina, are you out there?
Hi. Good night, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Take it away.
That's great. Good night. Blessings to everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I know I'm doing excitingly well, knowing that I have the floor right now. But let me just make this as short and quick, as brief as possible. I would have shared my little voice note in the group talking about my family, which is my dad, my daughter, and myself, but it's my time to shine now. So, of course, basically what Ruth Ann would have said, pretty much in a nutshell, from after the storm, I would have been pouring. I don't even use the word bleeding, pouring. Of course, the person that I am, I would always try to study my body and try to understand what's going on. I had an idea that I might have had fibroids. And then, of course, I knew that because of after the storm, I had a lot of family stress, which was, we had a death, I had a business, I would have lost my business. It was so much things that took place that my body just had no other choice but to stress. Boom, that was it. And between stress and pouring, that was the end of it. I would have poured for pretty much a year. And I think about 4 or 5 months, something like that, poured literally like Pampers and pads were my friends. The hospital was my friend, was my new bed, my new house. That was just my life. And it became so bad till I told myself, okay, I'm not going to go down this way. I need to figure this out. And I started to research as more intense as I can between myself, my family and all that. And we just started, at least my sister and I, and we started a few natural stuff that would have helped me to ease up somewhat. And I would have now started after about a month and about a year and 4 months, I would have started to just have a regular cycle, a heavy cycle every month. And I would have been spotting. So of course, I still had to go to, purchase pads, things like that, whatever. And it got to the point where my fibroids were so big that it was pressing on my nerve or spine or something, and I wasn't able to walk. And of course, it probably was pressing on my bladder. So by this time now, I peeing and don't know. So I went from wearing Pampers for my pouring to now wearing Pampers because of my bladder. And I was like, okay, Lord, doing something. But of course, it's still hard. So then now when the cycle comes on every month, it would either find me in the hospital because my hemoglobin would drop so low, or it would just find me into my bed because I'm just pouring or gushing. However, it got to the point where of course, like Dr. Ruthann said, she would have heard about me. I would have heard about this product, but it's not until I've heard, really, I think it was more Ruthann and a family member of mine that I said, okay, let me try it. Believe it or not, I would have tried it that Sunday. I remember clearly I would have started that Sunday. By that, of course, I call it my third miracle day. That third day, I would have realized that I was dry. Didn't understand why. Because of, they're used to having spotting or something like that. Something's going on. I said, okay. By the end of the week, I realized that, hey, what's going on? Okay, this is amazing. Good. Amen. All right, come now to my 3 weeks on it. Cycle came down and I was away, and it was very odd because the cycle was somewhat heavy, but not so terrible. And I started to have this odor as I was, having my cycle, and it was like, okay, Lord, I'm dying. What's going on? Until I realized, hey, I'm not dying. This thing is actually breaking down and really doing very well. Fine. So that happened. I was like, okay, this is good news. And then I'm not sure exactly the time frame of if it was a week or so after, but I had to do a checkup or what's not. In this checkup would have been prior to the checkup that I had, which would have been before I was on this product. And my stomach was measured to the measurement of 27 weeks of pregnancy. And about I think it would have been 4 weeks after this product, my stomach was now measured to 17 weeks pregnancy. So I'm sitting there like, Of course, the doctor's looking, trying to figure what's going on. But of course, I didn't say anything. I just was like, is this really real? And then just recently, this was not shared in the group, but just recently, because I had to travel, and I'm assuming because of the pressure because I had to travel on a charter flight, and because of the pressure, I had to my cycle was on, and apparently the pressure would have caused my cycle to come down extremely heavy. Of course, I wouldn't know all these things until after it happened, and I would have gushed so heavy that my hemoglobin again had dropped. And the same week, I think I was supposed to pick up something with Dr. Ruthann, and I said, I feel so weak. I don't know what's going on. And I explained to her what happened, blah, blah, blah. So she said, you know what, come and take, I think it was in a 7 crew note and half of the Belage in a cup and, however, and drink it. And within 1 hour, I felt like something electrical came to my body, and I was there, and I felt like, whoa, flying around. However, the amount of blood that I've lost, when I went to the doctor, they said that my hemoglobin was down to 4. Of course, now you don't need blood transfusion again. Fine. So this was the amazing part that happened, not last week, Friday. This was the amazing part that happened. When I went to the follow-up after getting this blood transfusion now, the doctor was examining the notes, and she went from, you came in with a hemoglobin of 4. We gave you 2 pints of blood, and it went to 6. And in less than 2 weeks, you're up to 10. And all I saw was her eyes look at me, and she looked at the notes. I said, what just happened? I said, yeah, you don't know what I'm doing. So I am so grateful because, like I told all of my psyche customers, friends, family members, I said, this story is so amazing. If you don't believe in this product, just believe in me, because I have the records, I have the notes, I can show you. Believe in me that these things work, and they are a miracle. I don't have time to talk about my father. I don't have time to talk about my daughter, but thank you. You guys have a blessed night.
Thank you so much, Nina. Oh my God. And guys, trust me, if she had time to talk about her dad, y'all be like, what? Guys, listen, like she says, on the 3rd day for her dad, anyway, we ain't gonna go there. That gonna be left for another night, and y'all gonna have to come back and hear that testimony. You're not hearing anything, Jordine? Check to make sure you have your mic on. If you don't, it's the mic to the far left of your screen. Just click it, and it should say join audio with either computer, phone, or Wi-Fi. Click that, and it should happen. And you probably don't hear me because you can't hear me, right? That makes no sense. That was a slow moment, Ruth Ann. Don't worry about it. But next, guess what? We're now going to literally jump across the water, and we're going to hear from one of the kings of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, guys. Okay. And he's going to share. Last night he shared, and I was like, say what now? And so, Larry Piera, I don't know much about you yet, but trust me, soon I'm going to be able to give you an introduction like a king. So, without fail, I welcome you to the call. Take us away.
Thank you so much, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann. I've listened to you many times, of course, and I must say I've been very impressed by your personal testimony. One of these days when I get to Bahamas, definitely we would connect, or if you get to Trinidad before I do. All right. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Definitely. Sorry, I tried. I had to get back to the mute button.
All right. Well, for me personally, my journey started for about a year ago with Sankey. I have been on the products for well about a year. And while there are many other testimonies that in the interest of time, possibly in the future, I will share, I could relate to Tim as it relates to having a sweet tooth. I do have a sweet tooth. And I really have to exercise extreme discipline sometimes. But what I would say is that taking these products prior to my challenge that happened 2 months ago, definitely I was pre-diabetic. And by taking these products, I have consistently been able to come out of being pre-diabetic into predominantly being normal. Of course, there would be times, I may splurge on sweet, but, it keeps me sort of balanced. So I'm particularly happy that these products really does exactly what they say and even more. I think being on these calls, especially the microbiome, gave me to a great extent a better appreciation of what microbiome was. I didn't realize, and I'm sure many of you listening in wouldn't realize how important microbiome really is until you really get deep. Of course, King Clyde does an excellent job as it relates to how this whole thing really works. And Clyde, you're doing an amazing job. You're in the right place at the right time, buddy. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. And hats off to you. And by understanding some of what really makes our body work, I have had a better appreciation for what this thing really does. So just to kind of cut my whole time so I don't go on and on, 2 months ago, I did have, COVID-19 symptoms. I had extreme fever for well over 10 plus days. And I tried almost most of the pharmaceuticals that would deal with the fever. And it would work just for the period of time, but tremendous side effects. Didn't do anything major in terms of normalizing my fever. And under the advice of Denise, she said, listen, you've been basically using the products purely from a maintenance standpoint. You need to now take it to a different level. And what I would say is, you see this in a 7, I could tell you it's really, in my opinion, it's the secret sauce. So I started taking these products, all of them together, 5 times a day, every 3 hours, for 12 days straight, apart from taking some of the other things. And it was a difficult period of time because when you're going through stuff, you don't always feel on top of the world. But what I will safely say, at the end of that period, my fever broke and I began feeling way better than before. I cut back on the 5 times a day to 3 times, and I still do it sometimes to even 2 times a day, sometimes depending on my schedule. But what I will say is that using these products, they are just simply amazing, really and truly. Experiencing the value of what these products offer to your body, they say experience is the belief factor. And I can safely tell you that if you're still on the sidelines and you're not too sure, or maybe you've been using the product but not consistently, make it a game plan to change the way in which you do things, because your life is going to change. So before I leave, I just wanted to share with you some very important things. I think it's very important that you should know, because I believe that Sankey Global is in fact changing the status quo, really and truly. I've been impressed with the community spirit. That is what I am impressed majority with, apart from taking the products. The spirit, the love that I experience being on these calls is truly amazing. And we, as human beings, we love to be part of a community where we feel connected. And I personally feel very connected. Looking forward to working with many of you queens and kings out there. And let's take it to the next level. Thanks again, Dr. Rutan, for the opportunity.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Wow. Listen, guys, all I'm saying, I don't know if this is rich to y'all, but you still have time because we got some more testimonials for you. So send out the link. Send out the link to persons. Let them get on. Let them get on and hear what's being said. Because next up, I'm going to bring up an amazing lady. Listen, this lady, I've never physically met her. You don't understand. These are people that I haven't met. Like, only person I have met on this call I can say is Tim, Donna Lee, King Clive. I have met them in person. Other than that, I've never met them. And like he said, it's the spirit of community. It's the spirit that we have to serve each other, to work together, to make it happen, and to see each other win. It isn't about, oh, you winning, so no, it ain't about that here. It's about how can we help you? How can we serve you? How can we get you to the next level in your health and in your wealth? Bottom line. And so without further ado, I want to bring up this amazing queen, Pastor Barbara Evans. She is an amazing mother, a phenomenal wife. I mean, she serves the community that she lives in without any recompense and doesn't even like to be hailed as, the queen of the feeding program in Nassau, but she is the queen. And trust me, been working hard at it, making it happen in Nassau. So I want to give you props for that. My love, you are an amazing woman. She is a co-pastor of her church, but she don't like to be called no first lady because she says she will shoot the hoops on the court with the boys if she has to. So don't look at her like no first lady. So without further ado, and she can dance. Child, I saw her jive, and it must be the Bellage because she was getting on bad with the youth. I mean, I tell you, we got to create a microbiome dance. Without further ado, Pastor Barbara Evans, did you make it to the call?
I did indeed. I'm here live and in living colors. Thank you so much for that intro, Queen Ruth Ann. Good night, friends. So my Sankey family, those of you who may be on for the first time, a pleasant good evening. What I want to bring to our attention tonight is some of the tricks and schemes that we've been faced with for so many years in terms of the pharmaceutical drugs that are normally given to us. We were told most of the times that it would help but if we can remember, it doesn't. And I'm beginning to think that, there's something about these drugs that we normally get from our doctor and what have you. Why I say this is because a few years ago, I was suffering an injury to my back. I had a very nasty fall. And as a result of that, I started having sciatica nerve. I got sciatica nerve damage. And there it was, I was given some meds and they told me it's a muscle relaxer. So I decided to take the muscle relaxer and go to the US. I could remember me and my mom, I went to take my daughter who had just been diagnosed with lupus to the Baptist hospital. And so there we were in the middle of the street. I could not move simply because it seemed as if the hotels were walking towards the car that we were in. All the cars, it was as if they were on top of the car that we were in. And so I breathe in and breathe out, and my mom, well, of course, they were all in a panic. And when we went to the hotel, I decided that, something, you'd better go to the hospital and find out what had happened. And the doctor said to me, didn't they tell you in the Bahamas that hallucination is one of the side effects? And I was like, what? And then a few months ago, in 2020, I took some meds again because I was having severe spasms. They had to literally lift me out of church and rush me to hospital. And they gave me some meds. I came home and they had to rush me back again because I was having severe headache. I could have felt every step. If a roach had passed, I could hear the throbbing from his feet. And the doctor said to me when they took me back, he said, well, you didn't read the inscription. You didn't see that migraine headache. was one of the side effects. And so, friends, let us sit here tonight and think about just those two incidences. And I'm sure that if you had to speak, you can remember more than just two, where they said one thing, but it just woke up something else. It's impossible for you to give me pills for headache and it give me diarrhea. Make sense to you? No, it doesn't. And so in November of 2020, after I've been in and out of hospital, I couldn't walk. In 2019, I had to learn to walk all over again. And so that's why I will declare on this line tonight that Dr. Ruth Ann, we're holding the faith for you. You will walk again. And I put that out there in the atmosphere. You will walk again, because I was also to that point where I had to be lifted in and out of my bed. My family had to bathe me and what have you. And guess what? You will walk again. There are times when God allows us to go through in order to elevate us. And so I just want to leave that right there. And so after I was introduced by a good friend of mine, Nurse Lydia Adderley, I said, I'm with another opportunity. And she said, Barbara, just try it. Just try the products. And she allowed me to speak with Queen Veronica Stiles. And she gave a very, very, interesting testimony, her own testimony. And I said to her, maybe I'd get a month's supply and try. Let me say that since the time I've taken, I've never been without again, never been without. I will tell this message. It's almost like Pastor Wendell always says, it's like the gospel. You know, I tell about the good news of Jesus Christ everywhere I go. And I talk about Sankey everywhere I go. I will leave no stones unturned. My daughter, who was diagnosed with lupus, she kept having this pain in her side for at least about 3 to 6 months straight. And I kept saying to her, I hope your kidney is not compromised because of the medication that they have you on. She said to me, little that you know, I weaned myself of the medication more than a year ago. And I said to her, okay, we'll take some of the Belage and the inner 7. She has not complained. This is now 3 months later. She has not complained about that pain, not even once. My husband was diagnosed with diabetes in 2019. We went to Atlanta. He had some food poisoning, and it sent his sugar out the window. And he's been on it since November. And every time we prick his finger, from then to now, his blood levels are normal. My 4-year-old granddaughter, she takes the Belage. As a matter of fact, tonight she said, Nana, I said, yes, hon. She said, where's the inner 7? I look around, where did you find out about this inner 7? She said, Nana, do you have one in your bag? And it's because she hear me talking about these things, but she drinks the Belage. And so all that cold and what have you. And this child is 4 years old, and she has a brain like an almost 10-year to 12-year-old child. She called words that I could hardly form sometimes. And so I want to say to you tonight, the products work. I'm a product of the product. The product works. And so all you have to do is get the news out there, invite persons to the call, and let them do the talking for you. You have King Clive and Ruth Ann, Queen Ruth Ann, and all of King Tim and the rest of them, Queen Helen. Let them do the talking for you. Not only has it done good for me physically, but it's also increased me in my pocketbook. 2 weeks ago, when I looked at my e-wallet, I was like, no, you didn't. And I didn't sweat. And what I got was more than I would have gotten on a 9-to-5 job for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And so I'm saying to you that, especially if there are Christians on this line, there's no need for us to find excuses. Bible says, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health. It means that we can do the two at the same time. He says, even as your soul prospereth. Dr. Ruth Ann, are you there?
Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Barbara. As always, amazing, simply amazing. And, you know, she said it best. She said her grandbaby drinks the product. Listen, Cece, I have a video that I need to share with everybody where she's saying, okay, in here is my Belage and my I said, is it Crenu? Yes, Nana, Crenu. That's what it's inside there. The other day, guys, she came here. She was at her other Nana's house, so she came over and literally, she was on my bed watching her game or, you know, playing her on the phone. And she got up and she walked in front of my bed. And then suddenly I saw this like that. And I'm like, oh Lord, she's going to vomit. That's all I could say to myself. So then she walked around the bend where I really couldn't see her. So, and I heard that noise again. I'm like, I can't get out of the bed. I can't walk. You know, it's so annoying when you can't walk. Okay. So I'm like, guys, Cece needs help. She's about to vomit. That's all I could scream. And when they came, she said she had vomited all this liquid. There was no slime in the liquid. It was just clear liquid. So I was like, what? So I'm like, what's going on? So then all of a sudden she vomited again, clear liquid, no slime. So I was like, guys, Balage, Quinry, Inner 7 now. She needs it now. So I immediately got her drinking that. She sipped like 4 sips because she didn't even finish it. It was like 4 sips that she drank. And literally maybe suddenly she had energy because she spoke to her mom before. And she sounded like she was half dead. Oh, mommy, I'm dying. And then the next time she's like, oh, mommy. So Celine's like, mommy, you gave her the Balage. I said, yes, I gave her the Balage. And so literally about 20 to 30 minutes later, she vomits again. This time, guys, full of clear, this mucus, I'm talking erroneous amounts of mucus came out of her body, like piles of mucus. And my daughter then later on, my caregiver, when she was leaving to go with her mom to the doctor, because her mom still wanted to carry to the doctor, which I told her, I said, well, Celine, just so you know, this is the gastroenteritis. Yeah, mommy, everything is gastroenteritis. You know how the kids would say back in the day when they say drink tea? Yeah, so she's like, oh yeah, mommy, it's gastroenteritis. So anyway, goes to the doctor. What was it? Gastroenteritis. Anyway, so on the way out, Cece goes to vomit again, clear mucus. My daughter, my caregiver, catches it in her hand because she didn't want it to go all over the floor. So when you look, Jordan the following day is now sick. So I say to Jordan, just drink the Balage and the Inner 7. No, I ain't drinking no Balage and Inner 7. Okay, no problem. An hour to 2 hours later, still, oh my God, mommy, I'm in so much pain. My body's hurting and I feel like I got to vomit. My stomach's hurting. Jordan, drink the Balage and the Inner 7, please. I'm not drinking that. I don't like how it tastes. Okay, no problem. 4.5 hours later, mommy, oh my God, I just in so much pain. Oh my God, this is really bad. This is awful. Oh my God, I don't know. I feel like I get dead. Okay, Jordan, don't drink the Balage and the Inner 7. I didn't even ask her to drink it. Just don't drink it. So then she then comes in my room 6 hours later, quietly gets the Balage, the Inner 7 off my shelf and walks out the room. 20 minutes later, sends me a voice note. You know what, mommy? I love you and all. I don't like Inner 7 and Balage, but I just want you to know that it works because I feel a lot better. So I want you to understand, guys, that these products really, really, really work. So I have somebody on the line. So we're jumping now. We've gone to Trinidad. We came back to the Bahamas. Now we're flying. I don't know when JetBlue or Southwest. I don't know what airline or maybe American, all the way up to Columbus, Ohio, to Misty. Listen, I've not met Misty yet, but I've heard of her. And Misty is an amazing lady here, okay? And let me tell you, she's been in the medical field for over 20 years. Are you hearing me? Over 20 years. So without further ado, I'm going to bring this lady to the mic for you to tell her, for her to share with you her why Sankey and what's been going on with her. Misty, are you out there?
Hi, Ruthann.
What's up? Take us away, girl.
Thanks for buttering my biscuit on both sides. I heard you.
I love it.
So my Sankey why, I was brought on by Jennifer Charles. It's been like 2.5. I don't even think it's been 3 months. So I'm gonna safely say about 2.5 months ago. I came onto a call and what got me was I heard all of the testimonies and stuff like that. And I've been in the medical field, so I kind of knew, what I was listening for and everything. But there was one particular girl, and I don't know who it was, unfortunately. She was speaking about endometriosis. And I have suffered for the majority of my life from endometriosis. Since I was a teenager, I had excruciating, I don't even want to call them menstrual cramps because it doesn't even do it justice. I literally felt like I was having labor contractions. I would be in pain from a week before I would start through the whole week that I was on and even afterwards. So it was literally, I would be vomiting. I couldn't walk. I would miss work, school, all kinds of stuff my whole entire life, to the point they were just like, at this point, your only best bet is to have a hysterectomy, which, you know, of course, I didn't want to do. Being in the medical field, I knew it would throw me into some things early that I didn't want to do. But I figured I'd try this to see, you know, if it worked or not. And I tried it. And I have to tell you, I want to say it was a week after I had started taking the products. I started my menstrual, and I had no lead up to it. Like, I would always have like cramping and be very sick, migraines a week before I would even start. So I knew it was coming, but I didn't even know that it was coming. So when it happened, it kind of took me by surprise, because I was like, whoa, this is new. That's never happened before. I'm not having any pain. I might have took a Tylenol like one time or something, but prior to that, I was on very strong narcotic pain medication for several years, because that's just how extensive my pain was. So it very much has changed my life. I have never, ever been able to actually live life like a normal person. You know, most of my friends had never been through what I was going through. So it was hard to even, you know, have someone understand what you were saying when you're saying like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, and to them, it was like, oh, it's no big deal, you know, but I literally could not function. My quality of life was so horrible for over 30 years that I'm forever grateful. And I just wanted to say something else. I was probably in my early 30s. I went in to have a mammogram done, and they found some tumors. And you know, people sit around and they hear about these different products and stuff that come out, and they kind of don't want to try it, but it's kind of like, why not try it? You know, why not see if it works? Why not just try it and see if it does work or not? Because, you know, when I got that call that I had tumors, the conversations that I was having with God was like, if I could just get one more chance, you know, if I can just, you know, please give me the opportunity to eat these vegetables and take these vitamins and, you know, all these different things that they say will keep you from getting cancer. If I could just get one more chance, just one more chance, you know, I promise I'll live my life healthier. You may not get that chance. And, you know, now that I've been taking these products, I will say, since I had those tumors removed, and me taking these products now, I feel so much more grateful and hopeful that, you know, my next appointment, I won't have something that, you know, will turn into cancer. You know, they removed it, but they said, you know, it was a high chance of those tumors to turn into cancer. So they removed them before it got to that level. So, you know, I just feel like people need to just go ahead and try it. You know, it's not going to hurt you. It's literally something you put in your water in the morning and some warm water at night, and that's it. It's not anything, all these bottles of vitamins and stuff that I had in my room. I got like 30 bottles, all these different vitamins, multivitamins, vitamin C, D, E, B, G, whatever, everything you can think of. And this is literally just a couple of products, you know, and that's it. I'm grateful for you guys.
Wow, Miss
I love
Steve.
you
We
all.
love you, girl. We love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much. That was
You're
amazing, an amazing testimony as always. Listen, guys, so now we are going to, let's see where we're going to fly over to. We're in our plane. Listen, we going where they kind of locked down. Let's go where they locked down, eh? They really locked down up in Canada. They got their quarantine. They don't want nobody in and they don't want nobody out. So we gonna fly up in there with our private jet. Nobody allowed to stop us. It's called Sankey Global on it. So I ain't telling she was coming on. So Marva, are you out there? Marva, I know you sitting there listening. And I know you ain't sleeping. I know you're acting like it's 10 o'clock, but I know it ain't 10 o'clock yet. So you can't go sleep.
Where's Nurse Donnelly?
She on the line, but we have a what do you call a waiver? We have a waiver of consent tonight that we can go after 10.
I'm away.
Y'all can break curfew tonight. You can break curfew tonight.
Man, good night, good night. I am telling you, I am bursting in my silver lining but I feel like a diamond. Listen, I am so happy. I am doing things I haven't done in years. Walking down the stairs from the 5th floor, jumping out of bed like I'm a teenager. Woo! I feel good, I look good, and I got a stranger in my house too. I look in the mirror and I say, who's that girl? This pain, as some of you might have heard me talk about this before. I had a serious back pain. Felt like I was in labor for almost 40 years, and I got up one morning and I went to the bathroom. I came back, I'm looking around my computer, and then it dawned on me, where is my cane? No cane. The cane was across the room. Haven't touched it. And I'm saying, like, wow, this is not right. I waited, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks before I told anyone, because I was watching to see if it's going to come back. Maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe it's a long dream. I don't know. But it worked. I had double pneumonia, 2017. I tell everybody my head get licked because my brain didn't work. I couldn't remember. I can't remember short-term things. And it's not totally gone, but I don't even have to search for my car keys anymore. I know where to find them. I know where to find my glasses. It is so amazing that when I look back at where I was I look at pre-Sankey and I look at present Sankey, I am like, man, where was Sankey all my life? I'm thinking of all the things that passed me by because of this pain. I used to love the roller coasters. I haven't gone on a roller coaster for so long. I don't even know if I'll even like it anymore, because I couldn't take the ride because my back hurt so much. I went to Coney Island, I went to England, Margate, just to ride the roller coaster. And I guess I can do it again, but I've gone to bigger and better things now. I got Sankey, and there are a lot of people out there that needs to be rejoicing, talking about their health again. And I'm so pleased to be a representative of health and wellness. And so losing weight, everything. I'm not even putting in a big effort on eating. Mr. Clive told me I should read about the microbiome, because every day I would call him and ask him something. And he pleasantly told me, if you read it, you will remember it better. And I did. So I learned that I have to eat raw vegetables to have my good boom booms and to feed my microbiome, make my body function better. And so I start doing that. And I'm telling you, I get my hallelujah any amount of times I eat. So if I eat 2 times a day, I get 2 hallelujahs, 3 times 3. So, it's just little changes. And, people see me all the ways on here. I'm learning as much as I can because I need this knowledge. I need to know more. I need to know. You should hear me in here practicing on myself. You'll be laughing. There's no audience, but I'm practicing because I need to get totally well and to help everybody that I know and who I don't know. Meet people in the elevator. I give them shinkas, because I want to see people well. Thank you. And everyone want to come to Canada? Just come. We'll work it out. I know the mayor.
We could be there soon. Soon we could be there. Soon come. Listen, guys. So now we're going to fly. We got our clearance to land and leave. So now we're going to fly back over, to the sunny isles where they like to say, I know we got other Caribbean islands on, but they like to say where God lives is in the Bahamas. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. That's what they say. Don't tell me that. Don't shoot the messenger. That's what I've heard, that God lives in the Bahamas. I don't know. The Clearwater, I don't know. So without fail, we're going to fly back over to the Bahamas, and we're going to have Eula Gibson share her testimony. She has some testimonies to share. So Eula, I know you're doing some stuff in your house, and I don't know how close you are to your phone. So, there we go. She right there. So take us away, Eula.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Sanctified Sankey team. Well, when I first heard about Sankey and their products was when my sister had to go into the hospital with her feet amputated, and my brother called and said, "Oh, you know, he heard about these products, and I need to get in contact with Dr. Rulan." And so I actually contacted her and, you know, asked her about the products and whatever. And immediately I signed up to start the products on myself. Once my sister came out of the hospital, we put her on it. She healed it so fast, even the doctors were surprised. So I've been using the products now for about since I think the end of April. And I was diagnosed as hypertensive, but I've been off the medication for about a month now. I was always kind of health conscious and always exercising and eating right. And all
Hey,
that
Eula,
stuff.
can you hold your mic? Because something keeps rubbing over your mic or something keeps on happening. So it's going like making a muffled sound. So if you could just hold your mic. It's something,
Okay,
yeah, something keeps on. Okay,
Is
go
that
ahead.
better?
Yes, ma'am,
Is that
that's better.
better?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I was placed on lisinopril, but I mean, the doctors has taken me off that so far. And I'm continuing to exercise and take my Balage and eat right and stuff like that. So of course I'm going through menopause as well, and everybody who's in the menopausal stage will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I had many sleepless nights until I start taking the Pernute and I start sleeping again. Hallelujah. So I went to the doctor on Saturday for my annual, and he was like, "What are you doing?" He says, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know if you heard about Sankey Global. He goes, "Yes, a lot of my patients have been talking about Sankey Global." I said, "Well, anyway, I'm on the Balage N7 and the Pernute." He says, "Well, I am like amazed at your blood pressure reading. It's so good." So, yeah, so he told me whatever I'm doing to continue doing it. And that's what I'm doing. So thank God for Sankey. And I'm going to continue trying to sell the products and tell people about it. And of course, my whole family is on it. And everybody talking about their my grandson, when he see me making mine in the morning, he's come and grab the bottle from me. So, you know, that's a part of his. So yes, thank God for Sankey Global. Back to you, Rudan.
Wow, thank you so much, Eula. Like I said, we are moving all around the world. We are global here at Sankey, so we just flying all over the place. Yeah, we have clearance. We got special clearance here at Sankey. How about that? Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna fly over to Jamaica. I was actually going to play her video and her recording, but I realized she's on here. So I'm hoping she's near her phone and listening in. I don't know if she is. If not, then we'll continue on. But Sharon Dunkley, are you on the call? Are you available to speak? I was going to share your testimony via just recording, but we would love to hear from you. If you're out there, that would be amazing if you can open your mic and share with us. I'll give you about 5 seconds to get to your phone, and if not, we'll just continue on, and then we'll come back to you so that you know you'll be ready when we're ready for you. So Sharon Dunkley, if you didn't hear me, we're coming back for you, okay? Oh, there we go, Sharon, woohoo!
Oh, good night, Dr. Rutan. Good night, everyone.
We can hear you clearly. Take it away.
Okay, great. Oh, it's such amazing to be a part of this community. It's awesome. My why Sankey, wow. Sankey for me, it's like a prior answer. My prior answer, because I've been praying for something, because I am an anti-medication. I don't take pills, nothing. And I was going through some excruciating pain. The bottom of my feet, I couldn't wear high heels for about 2 years. I was wearing flat to church. My right hand, it was so painful at some time I have to stop what I'm doing on the computer to just, make a fist and exercise, because I don't take pills. Then I'll bear the pain. I'll have a cup of tea, relax for a little bit, and expect the pain to go away. I was introduced to Sankey a little over a year ago by Andrea. She gave me 2 Shinka pack, one for me and one for my mom. And 3 days after taking the Balaj and the Canute Fire, I find that I was moving around and I wasn't feeling the pain under the bottom of my foot. I was like, okay. But I was just moving. And then my hand, I was, moving my fingers and not feeling as severe as it used to be. So I was watching it. And, continue to take it. My mom was diagnosed in 2017 with Alzheimer's, dementia. One of the things that was happening to her, she was just sleeping constantly. She would sleep 24/7. If you don't wake her up, she would not get up. And I was worried sometimes that if I don't wake her up, she might just not wake up at all. And 3 days, the same 3 days after her taking the Balaj, I wasn't giving her the Canute Fire at that time. And I find my mom was getting up or waking up herself, opening her eyes. I would help her out of bed and she wouldn't be so groggy. And she was even shaking the grill at the back door to say, let me out. She wanted to go outside. And for me, that was amazing. Also, because she used to sleep so much, I used to put on pull-ups on her, fear of her having accidents all the time. And then I find that because she was getting up and energized now, she was going to the bathroom herself. So I didn't have to be buying all those pull-ups anymore, which was amazing. And she is up and about. She loves her sake. She's having her sake. She's climbing the stairs. And the memory is not back fully yet, but she's much, much, much better than she was prior to these products. So I said to everyone out there, these products are, for me personally, are God sent, or our prior prayers that has been answered for persons, because persons were suffering so much, suffering with all kind of sickness and pain and all kind of stuff. And as I said before, I'm anti-medication. I don't take medication, period. I don't care what it is and what it's for. I don't take it. So for me, I will live on my Sankey, and also I'm building a generation for generation to come. I want to be on the wall when my grand and great grand see that picture. They say, oh, that's the grandma that caused us to be a part of Sankey Global. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Rutan.
Wow, Queen Sharon, I absolutely love it. That's amazing and fantastic. And guys, so, we've been traveling all over the place, right? So now I'm going to talk to, because you've heard about persons having this wrong with them and that wrong with them and this illness and that illness. So now, guess what? We're going to now speak to about persons that actually don't have anything wrong with them. Like, seriously, they don't. And what has it done for them? Like, because we've been talking about a lot of sickness. But this young lady, she's an athlete. She's a runner. She's a marathon runner. And so we're going to speak to her and see, what has Sankey done for her? How has it changed her life? This shows you the variance. We've already told you can give it to kids. You can give it to babies. We've actually had babies that have just been born, have severe sinus infections and sinus issues, and they have given it in the dropper. And the mucus has been erroneous that has come out of the babies. So Anastasia Turnquest, are you out there? Are you near your phone? If not, then I can go to, there we go. Anastasia ready. She's lock and loaded. Take it away, baby.
Good evening, good night, friends. Good evening, Sankey family. Like everyone has been saying, the products are amazing. I was first introduced to Sankey by Nicola Farrington back in June of 2020 last year. And at the time I started using them, I was suffering from back pain. I had a really bad fall back in April last year and was having muscle spasms and pain. I mean, it was so bad, I couldn't sleep at night. I completed all the medication from the doctor and was still having pain and spasms and so forth. And like I said, it was early June. I was introduced to Sankey, and I only had the Shinka pack, the Capillage and Chronovi, and in 3 days, it's like the pain just went away. I was like, wow, this can't be this, it was so amazing. It's like, wow, 3 days, the pain was gone. I was awestruck. And like Luzanne said, I'm a marathon runner. And so like I said, after I was so, impressed with the back pain, I just continued using the Sankey products. And that's last year, November, I ran the New York Marathon. We did it virtually. And with the marathon training as well, training takes about 16 weeks to, do a full training set. But when we decided to run the marathon, we only had like 10 weeks. So I was hesitant. I said, oh, wow, I'm not sure about this. 10 weeks, I hurt my back. Even though I'm not feeling any pain, I'm not sure of, what's still maybe going on with my back. So anyway, I did the training as much as we could have in the 10 weeks. And even up to the day before, I was like, I'm not sure about this. But anyway, I ran the marathon. And energy was just continuous. I ran, I felt good, usually at mile 18, mile 20, you hit the proverbial wall. It's like, oh my goodness, that's it, I'm done. It's really mental. That, carries you to the end. But at mile 18, because I happened to see a video clip that someone took along the way, and like mile 18, I was bursting with energy, just full of energy, ready to go. Okay, let's go, let's get this done. And I ran the 26 miles, and at the end, I was still bursting with energy. And I was like, wow. And I didn't realize till afterwards that I didn't hit the wall. I was like, wow, I never hit the wall. Mile 18, I was just ready to go. And the energy was just there. And all I can say, is the Sankey. And I can also say I ran a 19-minute personal record. And I was like, wow, like I said, it was just the minimal training period of the 10 weeks. And I only could say it was Sankey. I was energized and, feeling great. And even with my daughter always complained of menstrual cramps every month. And I've been giving her the Bolage and the Inner 7, and she no longer complains of period pains. So, like I said, the products are amazing. And like I said, I have no health issues, but I'm feeling more energized. Emotionally, I feel better, even with all the energy gels and stuff I used to take before. I don't have to take as much as that anymore because I get all my energy, and as well as hydration from the Sankey products, the Bolage, etc. So yeah, the products are amazing, and if you're not on the system, I advise you to get started right away. Back to you, Dr. Ruth.
Wow, thank you so much, Anastasia. I wanted to share that because I needed persons to understand that it's not just for people that, have something going on. You know what I mean? She didn't really have anything going on. She took it for her back, but she's still taking it to this day. Pastor Saracen wasn't able to get on, and he's been on the products for going on 8 years. 8 years, guys. And like he says, he would not change it for the world. He's able to play with his grandkids, and he's 70, I think he's 73. Doesn't look 73, but he absolutely loves it. But one day you'll hear his testimony because you will be absolutely blown away by that as well. But next coming up, we are going to bring up, we're flying now from the Bahamas all the way to Trinidad. I'm telling you, our jet is carrying on by, it'll be booking all over the place. So next coming up, we have the Queen of Trinidad and Tobago, our new silver leader down there. Dr. Denise, have you made it to the call?
Wow, I am all fired up and raring to go. I see Queen Martha is already silver, man. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Folks, tonight I'm just totally excited. I'm totally excited because you know what? We are actually maximizing our lifespan. Listen to this carefully. We have formulations. Now I rewrite the sentence, formulations for maximizing our lifespan. I did not say make your life longer. All right. I guess you will get it later down in the conversation. But folks, I just want to tell you guys how excited I am in seeing all and hearing these testimonials. You know, I have been on this product for a year now, and I have been using it in my programs. I have been using it in my practice, my patients, my, you know, and friends, family by extension, just like Queen Marva said out of Canada there. I see everybody, I have my shinkers, I just see how they look and I say, try this. My number is at the back, call me. And it works 100% of the time, 100% of the people. Folks, let me tell you something. I cannot tell you, this is effective formulations to extend your whole life span, maintaining sharp your mental function. You have been hearing it, and prevented diseases that, you know, as we age. You know, Master Clive said, we are eating our teeth, we are eating ourselves to the grave. Now we have to eat ourselves back out. And folks, I just love it. I cannot tell you how many times I have been so horrified. I have to use the word horrified by the mismatch, you know, of random people taking, you know, compounds for their health and wellness, using it in the wrong dosages and in the incorrect frequencies. First, let me tell you something. Your body is in tune with the universe. Everything that happens in the atmosphere will affect you. All right, the magnetic pull of the earth, its alignment to your bodies. The woman, their cycles are worked by the moon. And I know Dr. Rutan is raring to go when she talks about the products, especially on that cycle, why 27, why the amount, the days these products are made. You know, it's really fantastic. And I just want to leave with you these words. Your cells go through 3 phases, because that's my baby, because I treat you, I look at your cells, and I can tell you everything, mind, body, and spirit from those cells. They talk to me, they reach out to me. So that's why I'm telling you that once we fix them, your first stage, rapid healthy cell division. Second stage, cell division slows down. Third stage, we call them the senescence, cells stop dividing entirely. All right, it reached the end of its lifespan and undergoes a program called cellular death. All right, big fancy word called apoptosis. Okay, and in every issues and disease or disease in the human body, this is what goes on with us. So when we have this attainable product, this formulation, I don't call them product anymore. I call them food for the very soul that feeds that life, that cell, that mitochondria, that microbiome that Master Clive talked about. Folks, that's the natural limit that we need to have. And we are getting these in these products. You have seen, it's not about hype, kings and queens. We are so excited. And you know why we are excited? Because we are seeing things happening in the human body. And folks, I just want to thank you tonight for the opportunity and the privilege. Thank you guys for coming on last minute, you know, to hear as we continue to bring healing to nations. Back over to you, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann.
The child, she didn't even share none of the testimonies with you, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, Queen Dr. Denise. It's good. But because she has a whole arsenal of testimonies down there in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh,
but guys,
well, sorry,
yeah, exactly.
Dr. Rutan. Yeah,
I'm like, she ain't sharing not a one testimony. Like, what?
Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, girls, guys, boys, and girls. I know you have little ones here. All right. Within the past year, I've had a kidney patient who was diagnosed late. I got to see him. He was given up. He was just on medication. Doctors say he had to do his dialysis. And he said, no, I'm not going to do dialysis. Got on to me from a referral. And when I started to treat him, listen to me, folks. Because I have gone through his medicals and so forth, I put him on the Bilage, the Crenu, and the Inner 7 in between as I work his biosystem. All right. When we got every 2 months, he would go and get his checkup, his medicals, and so forth. And I am seeing his creatinine, his bilirubin, his all these, you know, his levels, his kidney readings are going down and down and down. So he is saying now, I'm still using it. I'm not, you know, saying anything. I'm seeing his diet was changed. Half of what the doctors tell him he couldn't eat, I put him back on his diet, and he was like gaining weight. He was feeling energized. Last month he calls me and tells me, girl, I'm going to do my test. I went and see him last week to drop his supplies for him and his formulations, and I'm reading his results. Every level is leveled. He is onto his way of wellness. That was a gentleman 6 to 8 months ago that was stage 4 CKD. All right. Now he is up and running, and he is telling me that I am eating healthy. I do it in moderation. Sometimes you go over the limit because, you know, your body feels for it. But he is, I saw the gentleman and he's like, wow. Another patient started to use it, and you know, she just wanted for wellness and so forth. Suddenly she calls me, girl, I'm having some pain, something moving in the back of my coming around my waist. I say, honey, you probably is kidney stones. Do you ever suffer from kidney stone? No, I didn't. She said, well, I run into the doctor. She ran to the doctor do her test. She called me back. You know, it's exactly what you tell me. It's like I had something there and it's now moving out. Just on the bellage, folks, just on the bellage, it's starting cleaning out. That's what these products do. If it's not wanted in your body, it's going to get rid of it. And that started to happen to her. Clean bill of health, you know, and I'm so excited. Cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer. 3 months ago, you know, on the products, but on maintenance, because, you know, affordability and so forth. But I always tell my people, listen, just be on it. However you can, just be on it. Maintenance, folks. And she's in a serious case, diagnosed. And in January of this year, she was diagnosed lung cancer. Check her. I said, girl, that's high inflammation. What the doctor saying inside of you? Come on, all these bacteria and all these fancy words we have, and on all of these bacteria is going to clean out. Your microbiome is going to do what it has to do. Went back 2 months ago, doctors ran the test on her, say, well, I don't know what you did, but we always have you coming into the hospital. And, you know, the thing is that you're amazing. You're cancer free. No more cancer, no more cancer cells in the lungs. Folks, this is not about hype, but I am just excited to see how God has given the formulation to Dr. Idias so that he can bring healing to the nations. Back over to you, Dr. Rutan, because I have loads I could continue saying.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted to hear, some testimonies. So, guys, yeah. We're going to close off in a few minutes, but before we do, we have just about 2 or 3 more testimonies that are going to move you. For instance, my testimony, persons always say, well, Ruthann, we want to hear yours. What's going on with you? 2015, I basically stopped walking. And prior to me stop walking, it started with a scratch on my back and a strip in my left eye. And by, I would say, about April, my leg would kind of just give way and keep on going. And, you know, I'd walk, and then my kids started walking on the side of me. I remember traveling up to my mom in May of 2015 to check with a natural pathologist, natural medical doctor. And when I went up there, I was walking. And I remember seeing him. He did all these blood works and everything. And then he said, I don't like to put a name to it, Ruthann, but it really is very similar to MS. Now, mind you, back in February when I went to the eye doctor and they saw this strip in my eye, the doctor had immediately said, you have MS. And I was like, you got to be crazy. I don't know MS. And then I got an MRI done and they said there was no scarring, so no MS. And so when I'm sitting in front of this natural medical doctor, he's like, Ruthann, I don't like to give it a name, but it really is very similar to that of multiple sclerosis. I was like, no, not MS. But anyway, long story short, I come back home. They had given me a test of ANA. It came back positive. So a double-stranded ANA, meaning I have lupus. And they said discoid lupus, but I didn't have any scarring or any type of lesions. So I said, this can't be discoid lupus. So then they said, okay, SLE, systemic lupus, means it's going to attack your organs. And then from there, I when I came home, I wasn't able to walk at all. I ended up in the hospital. So then they said it was lupus SLE TM, which is transverse myelitis, meaning your myelin sheath is now unraveling. And so from that point on, I was in physical therapy. I'd get up and walk. And then when you look, I'd stop walking again, like within maybe a month or so, a little stress or a little too much that day, and I would just stop walking. So I kept on doing this. In 2016, I got back to the States again. And one day I was in my bed and like literally it felt like I couldn't breathe. I know I could breathe, but it felt like I couldn't breathe. And so it felt like something tight was around my midsection right below my breast area. And so I immediately got rushed to the hospital. And when I went there, they put the oxygen meter on my finger and they're like, you're at 90-something% oxygen. You can breathe. And I'm like, yeah, but y'all don't understand. It feels like I can't breathe. And sure enough, they get me in the back there. I say, well, they told me that I have lupus SLE. They're like, lupus SLE, you can't walk? This is a pile of foolishness. And so they started doing, intensive tests. I think my MRI was like a 4.5 MRI that I did. And they did something called an Occupon 4 test. And what they found is I had a rare disorder or clinically diagnosed with something called NMO, neuromyelitis optica, or Davick's disease. That's the old name for it, which only about 5,000 to 6,000 people in the whole of the United States have this disorder. So, I special, right? But long story short, I come back home in 2017, I fall into a coma. When I come out of the coma, by the end of 2017, I lose sight in my left eye, and my right arm, this arm right here, completely numb. I'm talking numb to the point you can't feel nothing at all. And so I'm like, you know what, God, you really love me because you like to test me. It's all good. He only gives the test to the strongest soldiers. So I'm good. I'm in the army. But all I can say is by 2019, my eye had basically shut down on the left side and I couldn't see out of it. Like I said, I was now blind. My right arm, I'd had to learn how to do everything with my left hand because I was actually right-handed. And I actually couldn't even sign documents anymore. I was signing an X. I know at the last election, I couldn't do anything. I had to have somebody there marking everything for me. So that was insane. But in 2019, got my hands on these products. It would have been in November. And the first 2 cups of green liquid, that's all I knew it to be at that time. 6 hours later, I felt a tingling right at the tips of my fingers. The same right hand that was completely numb. Guys, I was getting a magnetic test done by a natural pathologist out of Trinidad and Tobago, Rhonda Isaacs. And I looked at her, I said, Rhonda, I'm feeling something in my right fingertips. And I said, I'm sure this has to be a placebo because there is no way that something could work within 6 hours. I've been taking pills for 5 years now. And you telling me I drink 2 cups of something and it works? There's no way. And guys, sure enough, she turned to me and said, Ruth Ann, if it has what it says it should have in it, and if it should do what it says they should do, you should be feeling something. I was like, yeah, but 6 hours? So anyway, come home, I start taking the products. Within less than a week and a half, I was able to come off of 300 milligrams of tramadol and have never looked back. For those that don't know, tramadol is an opioid, a synthetic opioid at that. So basically, when you're thinking of a synthetic opioid, it is very hard to usually come off of it. I remember my sister telling me, well, Ruth Ann, if you're going to wean off of that product, it's going to be kind of hard. And I was like, okay, whatever. Guys, the first week that I started come off of it, it was like the first 2 days, actually. It was like, oh my God, the pain escalates to the point where you are yearning to have more of that drug. But I'm just going to share a few pictures and a few videos and just narrate it so that you know what you're looking at. Well, this is a picture just to show you about my eye. My left eye, I used to be winking. Every time I smiled, it looked like I was winking. Every time I look at people, it used to look like I was winking because my left eye couldn't open. The muscles in my left eye were just so really crazily weak. I couldn't just open them. And then this would be me a few months later in Sankey, eye nice, wide open. This would have been taken actually this year, last year, June. So this is now going on about 6 months into the company. My eyes nice and wide open. I love it. I love it. I love it. So also some of the other things that happened in Sankey for me is that I've been able to get up and stand by myself without help. So here I'm just going to share a video to show you what happened when I first tried. And it was very wobbly. You'll see my kids laughing at me in the background because it just wasn't happening. This would have been the end of February of last year. So it would have been about 3 months in taking the products, never been able to stand up at home by myself. I always stood only at physical therapy, only with my therapist, and was kind of scared of anybody else helping me. But this time I allowed my daughter to use my gait belt, strap my legs, and I was able to actually get to my feet. But you will notice that my core is really wobbly and that my head is kind of like wobbling like this because I didn't have the strength as yet. But check it out.
I went to my bathroom and stood up.
Am I getting up? Are you recording it? Are you seeing any hip movement coming off there?
So guys, that was like literally the first time that I was able to actually stand in my own home by myself with a gait belt. And I had actually tried it maybe a week prior without the gait belt, and it was an epic fail. I kind of fell on my daughter's shoulder. But this was the second time that I had done it, and that's what happened. And then I'm going to show you how it looked, me standing on the walking bars. And this would have been actually this year, me trying to stand at physical therapy. I actually have a video of me doing it earlier, but I don't have it here tonight. But this is me getting up, and literally all she's doing is touching my pants, literally slightly holding my pants, not even utilizing the gait belt to get me up and standing. So, and I'm actually straight. But I want to share with you what happened. This would have been this year. I would say we're in June. So this would be probably end of March, early April. And this is what transpired.
Now do the 1,000 times again. And I rise up high like the waves, and you're standing straight, you're standing. Your knees are locked now. I did it.
So I wanted to share those videos with you so that you can see what happened and transpired in my life. So for me, you know, Sankey has truly changed my life. I have seen the difference in my body. And like I was telling you that story about my baby, my grandbaby the other day being sick and my daughter getting sick and then telling me how the products work. I need you to understand that this person is my caregiver. This person is always around me. So who's supposed to get sick? Who's on immunosuppressants? Would you believe that my son also caught what my daughter had and what my grandbaby had? But who was meant to get sick? Who was really meant to suddenly start choking and coughing and carrying on and vomiting? Me. It never happened. I didn't get sick. Not at all. Like I told my kids, I think I have a green glow that shields me. I have a Sankey glow, guys. And listen, this thing is simply amazing. It keeps my immune system up. I go around people, I don't get sick. I'm supposed to get sick. Y'all aren't understanding this. I've been up to sometimes 1,500 milligrams of CellCept. Look it up. It's an immunosuppressant drug. It's the drug that people take when they get liver transplants to make sure that their body doesn't reject it. I've been able to wean myself down now to 500 milligrams of CellCept. And like Joy said, and like Tim's son said, this is the Jesus juice, baby. This is what we got going on over here. Okay. But now I'm going to bring up one of my queens, my girl, my sister, my friend, even sometimes my mentor and coach as well. Okay. This amazing lady is a nurse of over 24 years. Yeah, I telling you, age, sweet girl. But she is an amazing individual. She is one of our goal leaders here in this amazing company called Sankey Global. So, Nurse Donnelly Adderley, are you out there?
Good evening, all. And Dr. Ruth Ann, I know you like to tell me turn on my camera, so I'm going to turn on my camera because you're my coach.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good evening, all, and amazing testimonies. And Dr. Ruth Ann, every time I see your progress, you know, I just finished cleaning my tears away because, you know, I had the chance of being your caretaker once or twice, you know, while you were traveling. You're traveling nurse. And to see that your eye is open, to see that hand that you couldn't use, you're using it now to operate the computer, to do all these graphics, to do all these Zoom calls, and the pain that you used to be in. Oh my God. As Tim said, you know, not to see you slouch over anymore and sitting up strong. Thank God for the Jesus juice here at Sankey Global. So guys, I came on to give a testimony, and I'm gonna, you know, Ruth just caused me to cry. But guys, in 2019, I was invited down to Florida to the launching of this company in Florida, and there I met, you know, the team. I met Tim Trahan. I met Fabiola Hernandez. I met the CEO, Mr. Vita himself. And I met back up with also Dr. Helen, who's so amazing, because if I didn't hear her voice a few years back on the radio, asking who's taking care of the caretaker, I wouldn't be sitting before you guys today. And so my question to you before I give this testimony on this line is, who's taking care of the caretaker? Who's taking care of you? Who's taking care of you? But there at that event, when Mr. Avita started talking about his mother and started talking about God and why he created this company, is for what we're doing tonight. It's for seeing people living a better life, for them to have restoration and recovery in their health. And I'm a nurse, and I'm going to tell you, my 24 years of nursing, I've never seen anything like this. I worked in public, private sector, and I have my own private business where I do wound care. And I've been doing wound care for over 20 years. And these products have caused persons who have had wounds, for years to actually have their wounds closed in the period of weeks and months. I can't even bring it out what I'm seeing. And to be in the medical field for all these years and to see this, my God, and to actually see it happen in my own home. Guys, when I went out there as a woman who had hypertension, because when I got pregnant with my last child, I had pregnancy-induced hypertension. And my insurance, they wouldn't even increase my insurance. No insurance company would even increase my insurance because of my numbers with my hypertension. I would have to say that I have been able to increase my insurance. And guess what? I am on no more meds for hypertension. Jesus. And so why I did that is because I wanted to sample the products before I give it to the person who this real testimony is about, my son. I have a son, he's 13 years old. When my son was 2.5, he posed with some issues and we didn't know what was going on. His muscles started to look like they started getting weak. When he walked, he would stumble, you know, and we were wondering what was going on. And so we took him to the doctors, and the doctors told us that he had some kind of debilitating disease that was attacking his body and that was going to attack his lungs and his heart. And they were going to shut down, and they would have to ventilize him, and then you know what happens next. And I told them, guess what? That's your report. That's your report. But I believe in another report, and that's the report of the Lord. So it went on for about 10 years. My son has been to Miami Children's Hospital, Boston Children's Hospital, Atlanta Children's Hospital. He had stuff sent to the National Institute of Health, who is, that's your last resort, National Institute of Health, because they have an undiagnosed program. When those persons send back the letter to my son and his father stating that they cannot help our child, we felt so devastated. So all we had was the unchanging hand of the Lord to hold on to pray for our child to stay breathing, for his heart to stay beating, for his mind to stay right, because cognitively he is fine. He's above his grade average, but his body is saying something different. My son, he had no body control. His head hung like this, his eyes rolled over in his head, he drooled, he could hardly lift his arms. He had a wheelchair that we had to strap him in like this for him to sit up. He couldn't write. And so after I was on the products and I saw that, hey, because guys, and one other thing I didn't tell you, I'm supposed to be living in a bubble because I have extreme allergies. Cleveland Clinic wanted to actually confine me to my home. But because of Psyche, I'm able to keep my job. I'm able to go out into the world. Because if these products had anything to cause allergic reactions, I would be the first one out the gate. Yeah, me. And so getting back to my son, I gave him the products. And after 7 days of being on the products, I thought I was seeing things because his muscles, they were hypotonic. That means they had no tone at all. And I saw his muscles started to take form, and it's like, ooh-wee. And so 2.5 weeks after that, for you guys, we have a Saturday call by our medical director, Dr. Franco Taylor, and it's at 11 a.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Central. And guys, I was on one of his calls, and that call gave me so much spirit here. And Sangi, they have such a spirit, it's such a family of excellence and spirit felt that I felt that calling. I went into my son's bedroom and I said, guess what? I have seen the changes in this child just in 2.5 weeks of being on these products, on the full system. So I got a walker that his therapist told us to get about 3-4 years ago, and he was never able to use it. Still in the box, guys. And so I opened that walker, I assembled it, I put it in the front of him, I sat him to the edge of the bed, because guess what, guys? He was sitting up without having to be restrained or held up in 2.5 weeks. A child who couldn't even sit up. And so I put that walker in the front of my child. And I told his older brother to stand in the back of him just in case he fall. Because see, when my child is such a special case and doctors are, just studying him to find out what in the world is going on with this child. If he fall, get a bruise, I in trouble. This is how special this child is. And so I told his brother to stand in the back of him. And guys, do you know, after 10 years, my son was able to hold on to that walker and stand up unassisted all by himself. And not only did that child stand up on his own, he made 4 steps before he went to the ground. And I'm going to show you a video of my child after about 4 months of being on the product. Dr. Ruth Ann, you have the video?
Make it wider, make it wider. And push. Step. Like sit down and give up. Try pushing. Get these knees back towards me.
Undo.
Oh man. Come on, we had it. Stop and take a deep breath. Now let's think about that. Your knees started coming together and what happened? You lost your balance.
Jump again. Jump again. Hey, hey, jump again. You jump one more time? That's enough? All right then. Okay. So all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, is thank God. Thank God for Psyche Global. Back to you, Dr.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I could say. So guys, we're going to quickly go through because I know this call has gone on really long, but we wanted the blast to the microbiome blast to really take effect and for you to really know, it's about your microbiome. It's about us resetting that microbiome, making sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do and getting it in line. So without further ado, we're going to tell you what our products do and what they're about. And so, I have a few members on here that are going to assist me with that. Let's see, let me get it up. Give me 1 second. Because I know some slides are clearer than others. So let's have that. There we go. So guys, I'm going to let King Clive come on and speak about the Hasaki. I'm going to talk about the Balaj. Nurse Dr. Denise is going to talk about the Inner 7. She's going to keep it short and brief. And then Nurse Donnelly Adderley is going to speak about the Crombie Fire. Clive, are you out there?
I am here live on the work, please.
Take us away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hasaki. Get accustomed to this spelling, get accustomed to this product, because this is one of the new kids on the block that is taking over the city. Hasaki. Ladies and gentlemen, this product is designed to feed the body comprehensively. Many other products feed the human cells, but here comes a product, technologically advanced solution with 596 metabolites. And one of the main thing it does is to nourish the gut microbiota mucosa, microbiome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is significant because many companies focus on feeding the 10 trillion human cells and totally disregard or ignorant of the total cells in the body. But when you're able to balance your body with proper nutrition and feed your microbiome and feed your human cells, especially what you have in the mitochondria that is inside of the cell itself. Look at that. The mitochondria inside of the cell. The mitochondria is what generates the energy, maintains the metabolism of the cell. Cell signals within the cell correspond and send information across the cell barrier to correspond and communicate with other adjoining cells to lend to homeostasis and balance in the cell and in the body. Ladies and gentlemen, this product is not small. Hasaki is a product you want to have for yourself because just in case you believe your microbiome may be damaged, if you are able to afford the product that Dr. Deans is speaking about, the Balaj and the Hasaki, you'll be getting about 900 metabolites. Metabolites are what your body needs to make in order for your body to heal. This product comes already with metabolites in it, that just in case your body don't get the right nutrients to make it, just in case you don't have the microbiome construct to make it, this product already has the metabolites based upon the fact that this company is able to mimic the digestive system and produce the things that the body needs in order to function. This is not small. This is the game changer. This will help you to absorb 20% more protein because your body needs to maintain muscle integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know what this product does, you wouldn't sleep well tonight until you reach in the morning and you reach out to someone who invited you to this call and you get this Asaki for yourself. This is fantastic. We can't tell you all the details about this product tonight, but just to let you know, it is a relevant product, it's current, it's state of the art, it's up to date, and it feeds the entire amount of cells in the body, and that is why we're getting the results that we're getting from this. The taste is good, the quality is good, you mix it, and it can be a meal replacement for you too. So I don't want to take a lot more time, but let you know that this product is creme de la creme, and I need this product like how peas need fire, as they say in Jamaica. Thank you so much, Dr. Rutan.
Wow, thank you so much, King Clive. Well, Balaj, beautiful age. This is the Bella age, morning shower. You need it in your body every single morning, and it reactivates our body's antioxidants. It increases energy production naturally. It improves blood circulation through the legs. You got that numbing in the feet, the tingling in the joints, the knee is hurting, everything's cricking and cracking. Balaj is your thing. Erectile dysfunction, Balaj is for you. You have low libido, women and men, Balaj is for you. It increases hydration at the cellular level. Guys, it's able to permeate the eye wall barrier, the brain barrier. It's able to get in there and hydrate the brain and make sure things are ticking. Anxiety, depression, dementia, Alzheimer's. This is the product for you. Guys, this is so amazing. You heard King Clive talk about, reproducing the fermentation process of the gut on the outside. This is what they did, okay? And our Balaj has the olive bacteria, the leaf. They literally scrape the leaves. We have a field. All of our stuff is plant-based. All of our stuff comes from our fields, our farms. We know what goes in the soil. We know what's happening on a daily basis. We don't purchase from people. So in this Balaj, we have the olive as well as the rosemary. We have a little bit of turmeric as well as spirulina, not spirulina, sorry, what's the sweetener? Stevia as our sweetener. So there's no sugar in any of our products, none. So some people say, oh, it's too sweet. Add more water. That's it, like, that's the bottom line. Add more water until you can ingest it, because that's how important it is. But every 27 to 28 days, they are scraping the bacteria off of the olive leaves to then allow for the fermentation process to happen. So as soon as it gets in, it can do what it needs to do, because it's an advanced delivery system, which simply means nanoparticle size, nanotechnology. It is coated so that it can pass through the gastric acid and make it do what it needs to do. So you don't have to think twice that it's getting all the way down to the cells. Okay, guys, you heard about that mitochondria. It's going to fuel and rejuvenate and reestablish your mitochondria, especially when it's been exhausted. You heard Dr. Denise speak about that earlier in the presentation, about how sometimes your mitochondria can literally be depleted, like it's going on toxic death all on its own. So with that being said, this is what Balaj is for you. Dr. Denise, take away Inner 7.
Wow, and coming up is Inner 7 there to actually, synergistically work with the Hasaki and the Balaj. It improves natural defense mechanism. Folks, you don't know how important minerals is for your body. It feeds your cell. It's the building block and base of the mitochondria in each blood cells. Because without minerals, you cannot absorb anything that comes into the body for food and for repair. The magnesium is the main biomineral in this formulation, amidst 60 plus minerals in there: calcium, potassium, selenium, zinc, copper, all right, all these wonderful minerals. And what is the spark of life? Magnesium. It is so important because it's instrumental in the metabolic functions involving the creation and energy as it transports its nutrients throughout the body, relaxes and revitalizes, helps with digestion. Calcium helps to reduce the body's acidity. When you drink this mineral, it actually helps to attract water to the intestines. Not many of us drink water. Not many of us are going in the bathroom. Sometimes weeks and days pass without us going. So it actually helps with digestion and reduces constipation. Calcium reduces the body's acidity. It's not only good for teeth and bones, but it's also good for oxygenating the blood, building red blood cells, strengthening veins and arteries with this fancy word they call atherosclerosis. When the arteries wear out and stretches out, it becomes like elasticity. When you wear it, your pants stretches out and it falls down. That's what tends to happen, thrombosis of the veins and so forth. So it strengthens and oxygenates the blood, build red blood cells in the bone marrow as well. Selenium has the effect on vitamin C, regeneration, and protects microcirculation, thrombosis of the veins, DVTs, and all of this blood vessels, you're not getting circulation at those tiny blood vessels in the body, microcirculation, they call it. So you get pins and needles. You start to have all these numbness in the feet, toes, fingers, fingertips. Potassium regulates the heart and muscles, promotes the smooth transition of signal caused by stimulus along the nerves. Those who suffer from osteoporosis, musculoskeletal issues, degenerative nerves, endings, fibromyalgia, and all of that. It sends the signals back through the blood to help these nerve endings, start to strike up once more. And copper regulates blood cholesterol. So folks, there you have it. Back over to you, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Nurse Adderley, take away Cronwy Fire. Let's see if she's still there. Nurse Adderley, did she get dropped? Okay, she got, she's there. There we go. Take it away.
Cronwy Fire, guys. This is a product that we have here that would help those who actually want to get more sleep. Here at Sankey Global, we took rosemary, that is a sedative. We took black beans that has melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that is produced during sleep that helps to prevent breast cancer. You all heard it, helps to prevent breast cancer. In there, we also have the olive leaf, and those products that when they're put together, those herbs, when they're put together, they form the right sedative and they put you to sleep. When you take this product and you're about to go to bed, trust me, there's a lull period, about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll start yawning and feeling that you need to go to sleep. And it's time for your body to go to sleep. It will put you to sleep because sleep helps to heal the body. Then this product also burns all that fatty tissue. It also burns those calories and those carbohydrates that you take in during the day. That's why this product is so good for persons who are diabetics and persons who want to lose weight. And it has the thermogenesis, what helps to burn all of that fat. And some people say, okay, guess what? I'm a diabetic, but I don't want to lose any more weight. I'm thin. Because of the system that we have here at Sankey, it's an intelligent system. So if your body is at your average weight, you wouldn't burn any more fat, and you can still take your products and you can still get your sleep. If you're at your BMI or average body weight, you don't want to lose weight, but you want to sleep, you can still take the product. It would not take any more weight off of you. This is what we have here. We have an intelligent system. And the product also is anti-oxidant, and it actually takes all of those free radicals out of the body. It helps to clean your cells. So guys, we have addressed the product line. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Probably for Dr. Ruth Ann to tell you all to get it. So back to you, Dr.
Hey, Nurse Donnelly, you forgot about the hypertension girl?
Oh, sorry. Look here. I know we were given a short period of time to speak. So, the Cronwy Fire is an anti-hypertensive agent. It is also an anti-inflammation agent. It also, guys, prevents you from having chemo. If you're a person who are in a beginning stage of cancer, you can actually take this and can probably prevent you from having chemo. If you are a person who is a cancer survivor and your body is in recession, I suggest that you get on it because it's a preventative chemo agent. Which other company have you heard this from? Tell me. I want to know because we have it here at Sankey going. We have it going on. Let me share. Can I share one more thing, Dr. Ruthann, please? We've talked about the products. I have a daughter who is asthmatic, or at least was asthmatic. She went through 5 to 6 inhalers a month. A month, guys. Her inhalers expired last year. She doesn't have asthma anymore from being on these products. She has to have terrible, like Misty, and I think somebody else on this line was talking about terrible menstrual cramps. The girl doesn't have them anymore. Growing pains. She used to have them. If you have children with growing pains, the inner 7 doesn't have them anymore. So I don't know how much more preaching you all want to hear, but I'm going to turn it over to our platinum queen, Dr. Ruthann Newly Lightford.
Thank you so much, Nurse Donnelly. Amazing as always. So guys, I know you're like, okay, how do I get the products? I want to know. I want to me. How do I get them? Okay, guys, this is how you get the products. Simply, you can either be there's 3 people that you're going to be. Either you're going to be, 4. You're going to be that person that you listen to everything tonight and you're like, I need more information. And guys, we love you. We love those type of persons because we can get that information to you. We have all of the manuals, the research manuals there. We can give that to you if that's what you need. Not a problem at all. We are glad to pass that over so that you can have that information. Then you'll be that person that says, you know what, I want to be a customer, but I won't be in no network marketing thing. But is there a way for me to save a couple dollars? Yes, there is. You could be a Prime customer. With a Prime customer, you'll pay $49 for the entire year and you'll get 25% off the cost of the product. So unlike a regular customer, you will get 25% off what a regular customer pays. So you will be considered a Prime customer, okay? And then you're that individual that says, you know what? I want to be a part of this company. Whatever you're doing, let me know. I want to understand how I can be a part of it because I want to share the good news just like you are as well. And if that is you guys, there's 2 options for you. I can say to you, are you willing to spend about $3.50 a day for a month? That would give you the membership and 1 product. That will give you our flagship product, the Ballage. So that will bring it up to about $104 around there. Okay, that's $3.50 per day that you're going to be spending out, okay? Or you're that individual that says, you know what? I think I'm going to dive all in. I need a little bit more than 1 product. And if that is you, $5.30 a day, guys, $5.30 a day. Yes, you heard me. Will get you that same Sankey Unified kit. You can actually start with our starter pack. Are you hearing me? $5.30. How many of us spend more than $5.30 on lunch per day? Isn't it time to take on your health? Because by now I know you've decided where you stand and what you want, okay? And who you know needs this product. And I know you got one long list because I know from the start of this program to now, you have created a list of everybody that you know is suffering with hypertension, diabetes, fibroids, headaches. My mother is getting old and up there and is suffering with dementia.
You want me to call it off for you?
Yeah, man, please.
Okay,
call it off.
Hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, thyroid disease, respiratory disease, gastroenteritis, gastro disease. There are also persons who have inflammation in the body, lymphedema. There are persons who have Alzheimer's, dementia, anxiety, depression. There are persons who have heartburn. There are persons who have muscle disease. There are persons who have nerve issues. There are persons who have MS. There are persons who have lupus. I'm talking about cancer. I'm talking, the list goes on. COVID-19, persons with HIV. We're helping all of those here at Psyche Global and more. Back to you, Dr. Ruth.
Thank you so much. No, thank you so much. I was trying to get the link for everybody. Dr. Denise, can you drop the link in the chat for me, please? For everybody that has any medical questions or, want to know what they should take from what they shouldn't take, if you can drop that in the chat. Guys, we have a chat room set up on WhatsApp for any questions that you want to know. So save the link so that if you leave from here tonight and you have persons that are like, well, you go and tell people and they're like, well, I don't know how does this work? And what is that? Just send the link. They can drop their question in there. And in that group is Nurse Donnelly, myself, Dr. Denise, King Clive. We are all in that group. And so if you have any questions, this is what is the link? Alvin, give me 1 second. We're trying to get the link. Let me see if Dr. Denise gets it faster than me.
Yes, I just drop it in, Dr. Ruta.
Okay, see, she got it faster than me.
Put in the group, Dr. Ruth, and he said that his uncle just passed on, and this could have helped his uncle. And I feel the same way. My mom died. That was years ago, but I wish Sankey was around. How much of us are going to let our friends and relatives and neighbors die, and we have something in our hands which can possibly save their life?
Definitely. So like I said, guys, we are here to serve you. And you heard King Larry say it earlier. We are a community here to make sure that everybody gets to the next level in their health. What about persons had on tonight? Yes, there's also, thanks, Edna. I don't know what you're asking, but you got me to jog my memory about something. I got an okay from the CSMO, and I don't know if it's just until midnight, but if you are interested in getting in and getting that 50% off that membership, the membership is $55. If you're wanting to get in and you want 50% off that membership, get back to the person that brought you this call immediately. Let them get your name on the list, and it'll have to be done manually. But if we can have your name on the list so that it can be done first thing tomorrow morning, they will honor that. Are you hearing me? Oh, and Edna, welcome. Thank you so much for having somebody on tonight. Thank you to all of the guests that came on. It was a long call, but we wanted to just really make the third day of our 3-day blitz for the microbiome call to really stand out. We wanted you to hear the testimonies because we feel that the testimonies are the most important part of what's happening with us in this company at this moment. So like I said, if you're interested in getting into the business, we do have just like literally it has to manually get put in for tomorrow. So get back to the person that brought you to this call. It would bring it down to, I think, $130 something because it's like $27.50 off of the cost. The cost is usually $159. So it'll take $27 off of that. So if that is you and you want to be a part of the movement, a part of the community that we are a part of, get back to the person that brought you this call and let them know so that your name could go on that list and so that that order can be put in first thing tomorrow morning. Okay. And it will, like I said, have to be manually put in. It's not something that you can just go, okay, $131.50. Thank you so much. And so, yeah. So guys, it is on YouTube. So it's already going to be there once we log off. Let me drop that link again for everybody so that you have that. Hold on. So you can copy this link, guys, and send this link out. And this would be the link for the call. So we always end our calls just as we began. So I'm going to pass this call over to Pastor Barbara Evans, and hopefully she's next to her phone. And I'm going to ask her to pray us out of this amazing, fantastic call. I know it takes a moment for us to find our mute buttons. So let's see if she is close to her phone. There we go. She is. So Pastor Barbara, can you close us out in prayer?
Thank you. It was indeed a rich call tonight, and I'm certain that persons would leave this call refreshed and wanting to come back and even try the business side of it. Eternal Father, we thank you for this time of fellowship, this time of just sharing information, this time of camaraderie, time of friendship. And so, God, we thank you for those persons who just stop in to get the information. And we pray that after tonight, that their life will never be the same because of this great company called Sankey Global. We thank you for all the presenters, all those who testified tonight, and we claim healing in the mighty name of Jesus. Now, Lord, we plead the blood of Jesus over every one of our family and friends, God, far and near. We leave them in your hands, and as we leave this line, but not from your presence, we ask that you will go with us, guide us, and protect us. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Barbara. And we always close out to hear his voice, the poet of health, where you're at, so you could close us off just as you always do. King Clive Campbell.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for chiming in. We have a mission. Just give you the job to do. Let's join hearts and hands and forces together to make this happen. We continue to pray for Bev and her mom and wish them all well in Jesus' name. Have a good night tonight. Take your corner fire. Please go to bed and let all things be well.